My friends, last time on Shadows of Greyhawk, our ragtag company of misfits greeted a new day after having tempered the wounds and exhaustion sustained during their heroic recovery of a stolen dragon chest set of great value. The party had been paid handsome reward by the owner, an adventurer from the free city of Greyhawk named Kellic. Seeing promise in this group, Kellic offered them a job to uncover the location and gather evidence of unplundered artifacts in the hills surrounding Diamond Lake. For that, Kellic promised they would be dutifully rewarded. An opportunity had presented itself. The company's first order of business was paying a visit to Osric's master, a powerful mage named Alistan, where they learned that he shared their interest in the cairns of the region. He explained how early Sluys settlers to the region discovered numerous tombs built by ancient Flan and older civilizations, which historians referred to as the Cairn Builders. Their discovery attracted legions of treasure seekers to Greyhawk, which was at that time just a mere trading post. And there was an unbelievable amount of wealth that was plundered from the tombs. It really helped to sort of build Greyhawk at that foundational level. The hilly land surrounding the city became known as the Cairn Hills, and the hunt for the lost magical treasure and wanton desecration of ancient tombs became an important part of the region's sort of neo-cultural heritage. Alistan expressed great interest in Osric's mention of the Whispering Cairn in particular, the location of which was a mystery to even he. Should the company discover an untouched tomb, the mage asserted, they would uncover more than mere gold. Indeed, the secrets hidden within would be of great interest, touching the very marrow of the Cairn Builders' hidden history, perhaps insights to those who'd even come before, the Wind Dukes of Akka. Now, still in search of clues to the whereabouts of this Whispering Cairn, the party headed to the garrison, where Rona had heard a rumor of a detailed regional map that might include the whereabouts of the Whispering Cairn. Under the pretense of attending weekly worship at the Temple of Heronius, the party gained access to the fortress and then the chief cartographer's office. Inside, they spoke with the chief cartographer, Dietrich Cicada, fantastic name, who shared his life's work with them, a detailed map of the Cairn Hills with the supposed location of the Whispering Cairn. He mentioned as well details of the mine's history, the location of an abandoned mine office that would be the only shelter nearby. He warned too of the land's bitter history of miners who had dug too greedily, who were lost to the shadows and darkness beneath. And this is where we ended our session. So, my friends, as we dive into tonight's adventure, you have a map in hand, danger most certainly ahead of you. You have a moment, if there is anything that you would have liked to address before setting out for this abandoned mine office, this abandoned mine building, now would be the time to do that. Otherwise, we can rejoin the adventure as the four of you are leaving town. So is there anyone that had anything that they would have wanted to do? You had your chance to sort of supply up and purchase goods and supplies that you might need. But was there anything else that we missed that you would have wanted to take care of that we can do quickly?
No, I don't think so.
I think I would have told my mentor, Yersinia, where I was, what we were doing.
Okay. All right. Give me a charisma check quickly, Osric. This will just be a normal check. So 12 is your target. And Goldie has a luck point, so, she can offer it up.
We're saving that, buddy.
Saving that. Unfortunately, it's only a 3, so.
Okay.
Too bad.
Yeah. So what's the total? 4?
4. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I will say this: with that low of a roll, what Yersinia does is she gives you some advice, some general advice on like being safe, wanting to know like when you're planning to be back and all that kind of stuff and where you're going. And you might tell her details or not. It's up to you. But she does give you a poultice, a healing poultice that will, when applied to a wound, heal D4 damage.
Oh, thank you. This is great. This doesn't bode well for, but this is great. Thank you.
It's all she had to offer, but it's the best she could do with the amount of time given to her. All right, so you have that as in your stash, as it were. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to do? And otherwise, we'll get started.
Goldie has a job. I mean, she'll just say she's not going to be back, and she doesn't know when.
Yeah, that's the kind of employee that we all want to have,
Yeah, we can say that we had a job. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't much of a job, anyways, was it?
No,
Well,
they
I
didn't
guess we
pay
found out.
us, but so, so
Will
Yeah,
they fire you?
yeah,
It
exactly.
was rooming too.
yeah, room was
That's true.
included.
Room and board.
It was our
Mhm.
free barn
Hmm.
room.
Yeah. Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. We're just getting started. Great to see you.
Hello,
All right.
Dragon.
All right. So, Torbin or Rona, was there anything that you wanted to quick address before we leave town?
I think she's all set.
No.
Her destiny's ahead of her. Yeah.
That's right. I like it. Okay. So, as you head out, you get the sense that it's less than a day's journey, maybe somewhere between 3 and 6 hours. Should the map serve you well that Osric had copied at Dietrich Cicada's office in the garrison. What I would like you to do, my friends, is I would like to have everyone roll a wisdom check. And I will say this, the target that you are shooting for is a 15. And the only reason it's a 15 is because if you recall, Osric, when you were copying the map, I had you roll an intelligence check and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do remember that. Yes. Somebody got it.
Goldie got it.
Goldie.
Goldie got it. Okay. All right. So Goldie,
know
go
stuff.
ahead. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
6.
Okay. All right. So as you traverse the terrain, it's hilly, it's rocky. There's boulder rock outcrops. There's a couple of old trails that you're able to follow that probably would have been used to transport ores from the old mine that you're investigating to town to be processed. You know that there was a previous owner 50 years ago. So I mean, you can imagine this the owner Ugo Font, this exploration that was going on in these areas of the Cairn Hills where they were looking to extract iron and other precious metals, knowing that in the surrounding area there were all of these ancient cairns, most of which everybody had assumed had been plundered. And which is kind of the vibe that you get in Diamond Lake, is that people are just like, yeah, you know, why would you go look in those things? They're just dangerous and there's nothing left. They've been picked over, that kind of thing. But so it's been like at least 50, well, probably about 50 years since this road was heavily used. So it's worn, it's overgrown. There's tall grass. There's bouldery rocks that have slid down the hills and obstructed the path. And at times you sort of lose the trail. And as you are traversing the landscape, you come across something interesting. I would like to get a couple of additional rolls from you, first of all. So Osric, go ahead and give me a d6 roll.
6.
Okay. Let me write this down here. Okay, great. Go ahead, Rona, and give me a d6 roll.
Okay, a D6.
Is that a 3?
Yep.
Okay, and Torbin, go ahead and give me a d6 roll.
Okay. Wait, I can't find it. There it is. 5.
Okay. All right. As you are trying to find your way, you've got the map up, Osric, and you're trying to make sense of it. You're getting some help from your friends, perhaps. That is when Torbin, with his keen eye for the wildlands around the Diamond Lake, notices a body laying on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Nearby?
It is in the parlance of the Shadowdark Ruleset, it is far. So it's beyond, it's beyond immediate interaction.
Can we see if it's like a newly dead with blood all over it, or is this a skeleton 5,000 years old?
Hard to say from where you are, but
Osric
once
should be able to give us a good estimate here.
Get a whiff of the air. Do I see any vultures or buzzards nearby?
you don't see it, Don't see any vultures or buzzards. You don't, and as Torbin, assuming Torbin points this out to you, you strain your eyes to see and wonder how this dwarf can see this thing. But you take a smell of the air, and it doesn't smell like death. It doesn't smell like carrion. As you strain to look, you can see that it just looks like a pile of rocks from the distance that you're at. But Torbin seems to be convinced that it looks like a body.
Well, we should check it out. You can learn a lot from a dead body.
Might be a trap.
Also,
Be careful.
You can learn a lot from a dead body.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
We collectively will learn a lot, perhaps.
Oh yeah, we learned from you. Yeah.
Let's on guard though. Start looking around.
Yep.
Eyes narrowed.
Goldie's definitely doing a 360 or a 180, whatever. She's not looking at
Linda Blair.
Not committed enough to go all the way around.
I don't know. I can't look behind us and I can't see in front of us.
Goldie covers all the angles. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so you're standing there. You take notice. You look around. You don't see anything weird, other than up ahead. Torbin's convinced that there is a something in the trail. So do you guys want to approach, or do you want to avoid it, or how do you want to address this?
I want to push it.
Obstacle.
Is it on the
Should we
trail?
go poke it with a stick?
Well, most definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
We have to have that
Classic.
10-foot pole needs to be used for something. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so
I forgot my
you
boy.
approach. It sounds like with curiosity and caution.
Yes.
All right,
Is it off the path or on the trail?
as best you can tell, it's like right on the trail.
Super.
The trail again is hard to follow. You know, like it's overgrown. There's rocks that have fallen off the slopes, have rolled down. It's but you're doing the best you can given the map.
I feel like it wouldn't necessarily, unless someone knows we're out here. This is not a road that's really traveled that often, is it? It'd be a fool's errand to lay a
So
trap
you mean
here.
someone killed someone just to put it here just to deter us?
Right. Yes, I think.
I'm
no.
honored now. Yeah.
Maybe it was those ferocious dogs we took care of.
Yeah.
could be.
That
Maybe they-
monster. Yeah.
They got out of town.
Yeah. It's following
heard
us here to be.
I heard they're getting bigger by the day.
Each telling. Yeah.
Mhm.
With each corpse consumed. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. It grows
Mutating.
in. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, cautiously approaching, looking every which way.
Okay.
We gotta go that way. We gotta go that way.
Yeah, you. There's really no other way. It's sort of like this pinch point through the mountain pass that you're following. You could climb up one of the mountains or not, but it doesn't seem like. It seems like that would be a lot of effort and potentially dangerous in and of itself as well. You approach cautiously and with curiosity, and as you get closer, you can definitely make out that it is what appears to be a body. And are you going to go right up to it, or how close do you want to get? You're at about 20 feet right now. Just kind of stop and look around. You don't see anything that's off-putting other than a dead person.
Is it clearly a dead person? Like,
From where you're standing, it is clearly a dead person, and it does also clearly look to be skeletal.
skeletal dead person.
Okay.
That is
Mhm.
definitely a dead person.
Right up
Yeah.
your alley, Osric.
Torbin will slowly move up to it and poke it with a javelin.
Yeah, you poke it, and the femur that you poke crumbles and starts to sort of break apart. It seems like it's been here for a long time. It's bleached white. You can
Got a
see that
crumbler.
there is a large rock that is set upon the lower part of the leg.
Uh-oh.
You can see that there are some tattered robes that are almost completely eaten by mice or other rodents and that sort of thing. Even the bones themselves have been gnawed on by rodents. And you can see in one of the skeletal hands there is a knife. And you look down at the leg as you're sort of looking at the leg. Osric, with your background as a Chichurgan, you can see that it appears as though this individual had tried to sever their leg.
Oh,
There's like cut marks on the bone.
yes, they tried to free themselves of this fallen boulder. It didn't go well for them. I think they probably bled out before they could get out.
Dave, does it look like this is a fallen boulder, or is there no other explanation? Like, is it pretty obvious that it fell and like rolled down the hill, or was it?
Yeah.
put there
Pinch point is
in
a
some
boulder
other
crushing
way.
point.
Give
Is
me,
it big enough?
give me a
Like, are
wisdom
we
check.
anywhere near a mountain?
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom check, Torbin.
Me wearing it.
A wisdom check, and this is going to be a normal check for you. It's 12. Yes, to answer your question, you are in mountains. As I mentioned, this is like a mountain pass. The Cairn Hills are more than hills, really. It's a mountainous terrain, very rugged.
Craggy.
Yep.
Just a 7.
7? Okay, so it's hard to tell. But you look up and you can see that there are spots where there are big boulders precariously perched on the hillside, as if they could have easily rolled down the hill, landing unexpectedly upon somebody, who then, out of sheer survival instinct, maybe tried to sever their captivity and hope, with the hope that they'd walk back to somewhere.
There's
Do they
only
have
one.
pockets?
That is normal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's only a few things left to do with him. Then Goldie's already got the right idea. Go through
Do
his
they have
pockets.
pockets? Yeah,
with his
I would like
chain.
to. Rifle.
You start to dig through the tattered robes, and they just kind of fall apart into dust. It's been here for so long. But as you look around the area and sort of take it all in, the body itself has just a dagger, and it's just a mundane dagger. It's got a rusted blade. You get the sense that this thing has been out here for a long time.
Long time, yes.
But there is, however, what you find is the remnants of a backpack or a satchel that is just it looks like it's just out of arm's reach of this dead body, as if they were looking at this pack as they died. And as you rifle through the pack, there's an old book that falls apart as you open the pages. It looks to be just like a storybook of some kind. And there is what appears to be a liquid inside of a glass vial, a red liquid.
Ooh,
Other than that, there's really nothing else in there. Everything else is just kind of fallen apart and been eaten and torn apart by probably animals.
I'll take the flask and give it a whiff. See if I can tell anything from it.
Give me an intelligence check, please. We'll call this a normal check. 12 is your target, sir.
12 on the die.
Okay, plus some things for your intelligence, I imagine.
Plus 2, yes.
Okay, so 14 total. You get the sense that this is probably some sort of a healing tincture, something that you might drink.
Yeah. It's like Ouija is telling me something. Take that tincture and tell my party, well, we have a poultice and a tincture, and hopefully we won't have to use either of them, but at least we're a bit more prepared.
So does a poultice go on and a tincture goes in?
That's correct, Goldie.
Or is it the other way around?
No, you had it right the first time. You're a quick learner, Goldie.
Thanks. You want to hear a song?
Not at the moment. We don't want to cause any avalanches.
Oh, yeah, because of my brilliance.
Safety first.
Safety first. All right.
You guys rolled the best possible random encounter, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, nicely done. It's all coming together. Okay, so yeah, is there anything else that you want to do? You get the sense that you've been traveling for maybe like 3 or 4 hours. You might have gone off the path a little bit. You might have gotten turned around a little bit with the map. Maybe the map's not as accurate as, you kind of did it hastily and quickly and not sloppy. I would never say sloppy, Osric, but just, it might not be an exact reproduction. It's not an Anna B. Meyer map. Let's put it that way.
I'm a chirurgeon, not a cartographer, Jim.
Hell yeah.
Damn it.
All right. Do a little like a Ouija burial obeisance thing, and then carry on.
Are you going to do anything with the bones themselves?
Osric, I got a shovel. Remember you gave me that shovel?
That's true.
Should we do anything?
Well, we have to pass this way on the way back. On the way back, we'll give him a little burial. He's been here for quite a while. He's not going anywhere.
Okay. I had already started to pull the shovel out, so I'll just quietly slide it back in. Look around.
All right. You continue on probably another 3 hours. By this point, you're getting tired. You're climbing up into the hills, into this mountainous, craggy terrain. For some of you who are not accustomed, maybe, to gallivanting across this type of topography, you might be getting rather tired. Maybe for Torbin, like you're used to these types of environments. so probably not as much. But it takes you most of the day to get to where you think is the location on the map. And as you look around, wondering where this old ruined mine office is, you kind of look up as the sun is sort of starting to hang low. As you know, in the mountains, when the sun goes behind the mountains themselves, it's not really dusk, but it seems like it because you are in the mountains. So it's getting into the late afternoon. But you can see as the sun's going down, it just kind of shines onto the top of this hill, and it looks like there's some sort of a structure on the top of this little rise.
That's got to be the office. Let's head towards it.
We consult our map again, make sure.
Double check. Yes.
Okay. I don't know who's got the map, but let's pull it out.
Yeah. Let's. Yep. It looks it. I'm imagining I have it in my hand and
Yeah, you're
been
the
consulting it quite a bit.
navigator here. Yep.
It's your handwriting.
We just help us all. All right.
You
Yes,
say a little
that's right.
prayer and begin to approach. And as you climb this small rise towards the structure, you can see that this crumbling structure squats upon the crown of this hill. And by the looks of it, the stone walls, the foundation, they're mostly intact. They were rocks kind of placed with some skill, but the second story looks as though it is completely collapsed. The front door sort of hangs open, just sagging on a partially collapsed porch. And as you approach, there is a waist-high stone wall that surrounds the structure, but also is in a severe state of disrepair. Rubble, overgrown weeds, parts of the wall having collapsed.
We should poke around a bit. Don't we think?
Doesn't look like anyone's home.
No, I don't think so. There might be, I don't know, more information inside or around or.
Yeah.
I've never done this before, so.
Can Rona take the lead sneaking up and see if you can
Good.
peek in any like arrow slits windows or anything like that?
There are some windows. Absolutely, there are windows. Yep.
Without any glass, I assume.
Yeah, there's no glass. There are just kind of open portals. Some of them have some boards that maybe were hammered in to provide some level of security on this thing. But I will. I'm going to bring you into a map here.
Yeah.
Oh boy, is right. Here we go. All right, so Rona, let's get to you. What would you like to do? You see this structure, the perimeter wall around it.
Should we take the time to go around once so we can see it at least?
That's your expertise, so that sounds like a good idea. Yes.
Okay, let's do a sneaky. It depends. If we want to go in without awakening what's inside, we probably should just go ahead straight in. But if we want to get more information, and then we should. Well, let's go around.
We should maybe make sure there's nothing on the back side of the building.
Yeah, so we don't have an army waiting on the other side.
Wait. Are there any tracks right here? Let's look here first.
Smart.
Good idea. Good idea.
Always
Goldie being
thinking I
smart.
am.
We'll be
I
real
know
smart.
you are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Goldie, you look down and it appears as though you are on a path that has a sense of being well worn.
Is it dirt or is it
Well worn?
stone?
Well worn. It is rock. There's some grasses growing out of the sides. Thanks a lot, Jay, for the resub. Appreciate you, buddy. There's rocks and cobble and grasses that are sort of sticking up. This looks like at one point it would have been quite a facility. But yeah, right now you don't see any specific tracks, just that you are on what appears to be a well-worn path to this front entrance.
So that looks like it's been used recently.
Sooner
So
than
it's
50
trying to
years.
I mean, the other everything
Definitely.
else is overgrown on the way here, but all of a sudden there have been movements here.
More recently than 50 years, yes. Something.
Correct.
Okay. Then we should.
The dead are
Okay,
active.
let's go around. Not get ideas here. Let's go around and
Okay.
check this. Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
Inside the fence, though, right?
Yeah, like
I'm
around
not
the
su-
building, right?
Around the building.
Could we stay outside the stones and Rona
What? How high is the
inside?
fence? Is the fence
It's
like?
about waist high for the human
Oh, okay,
size
good.
folks.
Then it doesn't block us in. It's not like a wall, and we go into.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
got
it's low stature.
it. Okay.
We should
And we
definitely
should-
go around
Yeah.
the perimeter
hmm
as Rona suggested.
Okay.
Go around. Yeah. hmm
I'll save I'll save you sort of the moving your tokens all the way around and just kind of point out a few things.
Yeah.
There is on the eastern side here what appears to be access to a cellar that is almost completely caved in. You look down at it, the walls have fallen in, the stone stairways have crumbled. There's wooden planks and rocks and other things that have been jammed down in there. It doesn't look like a very easy access unless you were to do a little bit of excavation. As you continue towards the upper right-hand corner of the courtyard here, the interior, you see there's the crumbled remains of what appears to be an old outhouse. In fact, I think I even created it so you can still see the hole. But everything else around it has, you can still see it right
Looks
there.
great. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So, but yeah, so everything else is sort of crumbled and fallen in. Maybe it might have been a 2-story outhouse by the looks of it. Who knows?
How does that work?
Yeah, just think
You don't
about
wanna
it for
be
a
on the
while.
first-
Yeah, you want to be on the second floor.
Exactly. Always second floor. Yeah.
Yeah, shit
Always
goes
the
downhill.
Top floor. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's an old well as you sneak around the back of the building. Looks like an old well. The bucket is gone. There's some old rope that appears to be broken. Looks like it's ready to fall apart itself, but it's still dangling, just kind of like in the wind, just dangling from the cross beam over the well. And then as you come around the other side, you can see that there's broken parts of the wall and that sort of thing.
All right. Are there any smells coming from the outhouse and or the well? And or the cellar?
Tell me a little bit about how you investigate the outhouse smell. I'm curious.
Oh.
Just don't step on any of that wood planking. Just sort of get on the token there, sort of from here at the closest, and sort of take a whiff and see if I can see anything.
It doesn't smell like, at the Weejas commune. You've been on outhouse duty before where you've had to do some latrine cleanup. It does not smell like that. It doesn't smell like it's been used in a long, long time.
All right.
It is very benign in terms of poo-poo smell.
All right. Well, look around for tracks between this. Is there a back door here? Is this a back door?
There is. Yep. There's a path that leads to what appears to be a back door. Again, very similar. The door seems to almost just hang on rusted hinges.
Which door provides easier access to the interior?
The front door is partially cracked open.
Okay.
And probably your halfling pal could slip through without too much trouble. The rest of you might have to open it more to get inside.
Let me at him.
All right. I will rejoin my friends at the front of the structure. Well, there might be information about the Cairn in this office. That's the only reason I would suggest entering this place. It does seem a bit dangerous, though. The structure itself.
Just a broken down old house.
Yes, of course, but you don't want the rest of it falling on you. That's all.
That's true.
Let's just tread lightly, right?
I leave that to you, Goldie.
No problem. And Goldie has sort of received that as her mission, so she is gonna slip into the door.
Okay.
Is there enough room for a dwarf to slip in behind?
You
her?
would probably need to push the door open a little bit, Torbin, to get in. So, but yeah, you watch as Goldie is going to slip in. And Goldie, as you get to the front door, I need you to make a dexterity roll. This is going to be a hard roll. 15 on the die is what you want, or 15 total, I should say, for dex.
Nope. 3.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh.
So as you step in front of the door, you see, or feel, I should say, a trap. The ground gives way out from underneath you as you slip through with your left foot, and you catch it on a wooden spike, a sharpened stake. Go ahead and roll a d4, Goldie.
D4 caltrops, that's nasty.
Dastardly.
You take
Yeah.
2 points of damage as the pointy end of the stick goes right through your foot. As you look down, you can see it poking up from the top of your foot
Oh,
as you cry out in
Biscuit.
pain, perhaps.
Yeah, I think what she's gonna say is SPOON. That spells ouch.
Awesome. The next thing that happens, you guys, as Torbin, as you're sort of sizing up the door and like getting ready to follow her in, she steps on the bungee stake, and cries out with her spelling. You hear the familiar, or maybe not familiar, sound of something coming through the air. As you look, and you can see an arrow hits the ground right next to you. I'd like you guys all to roll initiative.
Get down.
Hit the deck.
Hit the old
my
deck. All right. Just hold on to your initiative roll for a minute. Give me
Rona
1
has
second.
+1, so it's actually 3.
Ew.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ooh, look at that. Uh-oh.
All right.
There we go.
Nice.
All right. We'll kick on some combat music as you guys now get the sense that you are in danger. All right. So 25 to 20, 15 to 20,
21.
21 for Osric, 10 to 15.
Sorry, 16 for Torbin.
Okay. 16 for Torbin. All right. Goldie, what'd you get?
2.
A 2, and
I
Rona
got
had a
3.
3. Okay.
Yep.
And let me get a roll for the foes. Okay. All right. So, Osric, you hear the sound of an arrow fly past you, and you look down and you look over and see Torbin is also looking down at an arrow that lands right by your feet. What would you like to do?
Take a quick look and see where that came from. If we can see any enemies.
Okay. Give me a wisdom check. We're gonna call this difficult for the moment.
Wisdom. That would be I think it's 14. No.
Okay.
It's straight 13.
Okay, so it's not successful. You look around. You don't see anything.
All right, but we have a general idea of where.
Yeah, the general idea here. Let me zoom out a little bit. The general idea is that it came from a couple of arrows. Came from this general area off to the west side of the map, where there's a copse of trees.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself. Roll some dice.
Yeah, roll it up. So this is a tier 1. You need to meet or beat an 11.
Got it.
Nice. Oh, is this the one that you have advantage with? That's sweet. Yeah, that's nice.
One of 2.
Okay. All right. That is your turn. You can move if you want to move somewhere.
Yeah. Away from where that those arrows. Is Goldie in the building now, or is she
No,
out?
Goldie is currently stepping on a very sharp stick.
And the threshold, right?
Yeah, like right outside the front door here.
Okay. Poopy.
I need a tincture.
I'm gonna move to there.
You're gonna get
Okay.
calm.
I'm
You're
putting
gonna get
myself
more than a balm. All right.
You're gonna go
So that
there.
is Osric's turn. That brings us to Torbin.
Torbin's gonna race up next to Goldie and like just kick the door open to the house.
Okay. All right.
With the
I like
intention of
it.
running
Aegis.
in there for cover.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, no problem. As your action, you run up, you kick the door down, and then are you going to continue inside, or are you going to? You're going to. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
I don't know.
good.
Would that be considered my action?
Yes, absolutely. All right, so you kick the door down and move inside. And you see, hey, it worked. Very cool. All right, you see this very dilapidated building. There's holes in the floor. There's like mold growing over everything. And you also see, oops, I don't want to do that. Hold on, what did I do? It was working great there for a second. Ah! There we go, okay. All right, so you also see something running at you.
Oh,
Good.
no.
Uh-oh.
A goblin comes out with a spear and runs straight at you and is going to make an attack. Let's see, give me.
Goblins!
Yep. Roll. Does a 16 hit your AC? Okay. So you watch as this goblin races up to you with this scowl on its face, this spiky hair and this warty face, and it comes up with this spear and just plunges it right into your stomach for we'll see how much damage. For 2 points of damage. Kind of like cuts through your clothing and into your stomach, and you cry out in pain as he comes in. Meanwhile, there's a couple of shots that come from the trees. It looks like Osric is going to be in the line of fire here. Shot number 1. Ooh, that was almost a 20. That is going to be a 7. I don't think, does a 7 hit your AC? I don't think so. And then the second one, how about a 12?
Not anymore with my mage armor up.
Nice. Okay, so that second one comes in, and as it almost impacts you, it's about to hit you right in the chest, square in the chest. It just ping and shatters off and ricochets off into the grass nearby. That is their turn.
That's probably the first time that has worked, or that I've used that for that. So,
Holy shit, this actually works. That brings us to Rona.
Okay, can I shoot the thing from here, or do I fall victim to my own doctrine and shoot someone back there?
What are you shooting at?
The goblin.
The guy inside. There's a lot of traffic there. It'll be a disadvantage, and you might hit somebody.
Oh, then I'll don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the one that's shooting at
In
me?
this game, friendly fire can kill you real quick, right, Shell?
Yeah. Or kill someone else real quick.
Yep. Right, Carl?
You could. She
Almost.
could still move into the building, though, right?
Can I run past?
Yeah, you can run
through
inside.
there?
Sure. Yeah, you can
Okay.
bulldoze your way in there.
Yeah, I'll run in there. And can I then attack the goblin?
Absolutely.
So I roll a d20.
Yep. And you're going to add I'm assuming you're using a dagger or some sort of a melee weapon. Ooh,
And I have a
nice.
short sword. Yeah.
Yep. So add your strength to that.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's 17. Yeah.
17 hits. So go ahead and roll your damage. Your short sword damage is a d6.
Yeah. D6.
Nice hit.
Oh, 5 plus 1, 6.
Do you get a bonus? I don't think you get a bonus.
Oh, I don't get a bonus. I don't get a strength bonus on.
No,
on
you don't add strength to damage in this game unless you have a feature in your character class that says you do.
Then I
like,
don't have that. So 5 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's still pretty darn good. Yeah, you come in. What does it look like as you come in, Rona?
I'll kind of step in on the side and slide around Torbin and make a quick little slice against the throat of the goblin from the side, so to speak. When goblin was busy going straight.
Yeah, he's like wrenching he's pulling his spear out of Torbin, and you come in and slice him across the side of the face, and he like looks at you. Rah! You're next. Goldie, you can use a free action to pull your foot off of these spikes if you'd like, and then take your action. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Okay.
And then I just saw 2 of my buddies run in here. Can I also
Get in there.
get in there?
Yeah, absolutely. You can
think
sneak
I'm
in there.
going-
You can either. Yeah.
I'm pulling out my warhammer first. And
I
I'm going to
almost feel
use that
sorry
to
for
kind
this
of
goblin. Yeah.
get my foot
Mhm.
off of the spike with the warhammer, leaning on the warhammer, and I'll just hop in right there, and I'll take a swing.
All right.
Probably do a little bit of yelling as I run in. Right, so let's see. Oh, okay, 14.
That hits.
Right. That is max 10 damage.
Holy
Nice.
shit. What does it look like as you clobber
Wow.
this guy?
Well, we're about the same height, right? So I think I just kind of
Yeah.
like come in, and in the space that is to my left, I just come down right on his head and pancakes him
He like does one of these
as I'm yelling.
he's using the spear in Torbin's guts as like to stabilize himself, and he's bleeding from the face, and he just looks at you and in a comedy says, "This is our place, leave us." That brings us back to the top of the order. Oz.
It's tough.
Is he still
Damn, he's
alive?
tough. I was
He
gonna
is.
say, damn, he's tough.
It doesn't look like he's long for this world, I will say that, but yeah, he's not down.
All right. I'm gonna get out of. I can't see the archer that's firing. I'm gonna go inside. And move there. And we want to negotiate with this guy. Yeah, no. He stabbed. I'm gonna magic missile.
Oh shit. All right. Roll that magic missile spell casting, please. 11. I love the roll to cast mechanic. It's fun.
Yes.
Oh shit. Yeah, that hits.
Almost a crit, but not quite. And that's a D4. Was that a 3?
Oh my god. Doesn't kill him, but he takes
Oh
another
my
What the heck?
blast.
This is one tough goblin. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
you can see he's called a goblin boss. It even says on his token. All right, Torbin, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Torbin will kind of reach behind him, grab his axe, and just bring it down on this goblin. Try to
Yeah.
kill him.
I love it.
Probably not gonna hit.
What's the total?
8.
No, it misses as he pulls the spear tip out of your belly. Just, it hits you as you swing wide. Luckily, not hitting any of your companions. Do you want to move at all, or do you want to stay put where you're at?
Yeah, I want to get away from the spear.
Yeah.
So, he's going to. He's just going to move back up here for a little bit.
Okay. All right, so that brings us to the goblin boss. He shouts out in goblin, barely speaking, blood falling out of, dripping out of his mouth as he's sort of like spitting up blood from the wounds that he's taken. And that's when this door to the north, Torbin, just to the other side of you, swings open, and 2 goblins come storming in. The door, Osric, to your over your left shoulder opens, and more goblins come swarming in from this side to attack. So we'll attack. We'll go after Torbin first. The 2 attacks on you, Torbin. First one. Second one. Oh
It was
shit!
nice knowing you guys.
Oh no! I just rolled a nat 20 and a 15. So both of those hit. So we'll go with the first one. They're attacking with daggers. So D4 on the first one. 4 points of damage. And then for the crit, 5 points. So 9 total points of damage as these guys come in and just freaking hammer you. Osric, one of them is going to attack you. And then the other one's going to attack Rona. So this one's going to be on Osric. That's going to be an 8. That's not going to hit you. And Rona. Ooh, that's going to miss you as well, Rona. You step out of the way as you just get this sense that something's happening. You turn around and see this goblin lunging forward with a dagger, but you knock it out of the way. That is their turn. The boss is going to take a swing at Rona, who cut him.
Pretty much everybody else cut him too,
Ooh.
but
Yeah, you cut him on the face, though.
yeah. I was the best.
That is going to be an 11. I don't think that's going to hit you.
No, I have
Nope.
13.
Yep, he's having a hard time keeping his head on straight. All right, so that's their turn. Rona, it's your turn.
Okay, I'll get to the goblin boss then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get him good. Oh. The
14.
D20 looks like. I see a
15.
4.
Oh.
Okay, so
okay.
you rolled a D20 and a D12.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Then hang on a second. I'll roll again here. There we go. 6 or 7. That's not a hit.
No, that misses as well.
And I could see it for the first time. Yep.
That's cool. Yay.
Yeah.
Do you want to move or do anything? You know, you can move and swing. You already took your action, but you could certainly move if you wanted to. Or
I
stand your
should
ground.
probably move, and so I can stay out of the way a little bit here, but I just do a 5 foot, so I'm at least out of the way from Goblin, the 7th Goblin there. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. That brings us to Goldie.
Goldie's gonna
Yeah,
take another
Goldie.
swing. You
Kill
can just
him.
hear
Get him.
the
Get him.
growling deep in her
Mhm.
chest as
Get
she
him.
swings. Don't worry. 7. That's actually an 11.
And an 11 is unfortunately not going to hit this guy. Ooh, not good. Not good. What do you want to do? You want to move? Do you want to stay put?
No, I want to stay on this boss.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'll stay right
Osric,
here.
Worst
Osric,
rolls ever.
top of the order.
Oh, crikey. I am going to cast a spell. Just gotta look at the. All right.
Also,
so
Shelly,
close-
don't forget that you have a luck point as a halfling.
Yes. So close. I gotta get right next to cast.
Yes. Yep. Close. Yep.
All right. Is Torbin still alive?
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay. I am going
but
to.
he's very beat up.
Yeah. So it's either do you want healing or to be made harder to hit?
I don't know. Probably healing.
'Cause if they're- okay. All right. Then in that case, I will. I'll give him the tincture.
Okay. All right. He can use that on his next turn.
But or can I feed it to him as my action?
Rub it on his face.
Yeah, sure. As your action, you could give it to him. Sure. Absolutely. Yep.
I'll feed it to him.
All right. So go ahead and roll a d6 for healing.
Big money.
You got this.
6.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice.
Hello. The dice gods are coming back around.
Might live
All
another
right.
round.
Torbin, with this renewed vitality, what do you want to do?
Torbin is going to enter into a rage,
Yeah.
predatory
There
rage.
we go. There we
which I
go.
should have done at the beginning, but
We're getting used to it still. By the time you get used to your character,
Dave
it'll be
always lures me into
laid
it.
out.
Blame the DM.
That's kind of what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of my
Right.
job.
I'm going to turn around and just give a yell and try to take out goblin number 5.
What does the yell sound like? Not like volume wise, but like, do you say something when you're yelling, or is it just like what is it?
He's just going to say, I've had enough of this! And
He's
he's
so
just
annoyed.
screaming
He's so
random
annoyed.
frustrations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's covered with blood and he's shaking.
He's going full Karen.
Yep.
Sorry.
I want to talk to your manager.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Which one are you going
Okay,
after?
here we go.
You're going after number 5.
Yeah, number 5.
All right.
Okay, I have advantage on this since I'm raging.
Yes, you do.
God damn it.
Come on. Hit this guy for crying out loud.
13 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Oh
Crush him.
That is a two-handed axe attack. So, where's my character sheet?
Great axe is going to be D10 for damage.
Yep.
And then with your, because you're barbarian, you get to add your strength. Wow.
So it's 12 damage.
So just for the record, what does it look like when you crush this goblin?
He just comes straight down next to the guy's like, right on his
Clavicle?
collarbone, and it just keeps it going. It just goes right through.
Oh, just
He
cuts his
that
arm
guy
right
in
off.
half.
Yeah. It's a mess. Goddamn mess. All right, Torbin, do you want to move or you want to stay where you're at? There's no attacks of opportunity with movement in this game, so you don't have to worry about that if that's a factor, if you're thinking that.
He's just gonna turn to the next one and be like, get in his face.
He like looks up, he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, it's their turn. You know what? Let me do this. I am going to make a morale check for the boss here because he is so close to death. Does he want to keep going, or does he want to get the hell out of there? Here we go. I have to, if I fail a DC 15 wisdom check, they run. Nope, he stays. All right. He is gonna swing at Goldie. Yep, he's gonna swing at Goldie with, or stab, I should say, with his spear. 16 to hit.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. You're gonna take 3 points of damage as he plunges the spear into you, and then pulls it out, and is going to take a couple steps back this way. In his crafty goblin way. Number 7 and number 6 are gonna move in after Rona. I don't know why I'm going after you, Rona, but they like you.
Mm-hmm.
First one is a
I like
10.
them too.
It's not gonna hit. Yeah, you like to keep them busy. Ooh, a natural 1 for goblin number 6. Goblin number 6 trips and falls.
I'll hug him.
Yep,
Suck it,
trips,
Sixer.
falls. The
I'll
dagger
hug
goes
him.
into the floorboards, and he's like got it stuck. He's like looking up at you as he's got the. Oh god! He's trying to pull the dagger back up out of the floorboards.
Mhm.
And then we've got number
Do I have
4.
advantage on him when I hug him?
Advantage on a hug? Absolutely. You
Yes.
always get advantage on a hug.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Goblin 4 is going to attack Torbin. This is the last of the Goblin attacks here. And miss with a really poor roll as well. That brings us to Rona. It's your turn. You can hug, you can stab.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'll hug him and give him a hug from Hieronymus, and then I stab him
Aw.
with the dagger. Yeah.
That's so sweet. The hug is a total success. Let's see if the dagger hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a hug from Heronius.
Heronian
Yes.
hug.
Yeah.
It's a stab.
Yeah.
It's a blade to the goblin chest.
Yep.
That hits. Roll damage, please,
Ooh.
Rona.
Hang on a second. There we go. That is another D6. Oh no, yeah, I said the
Oh, yeah, with the short
not D4.
Daggers are D4 and short swords
Yeah.
are D6. 4 points of damage.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, was that number 7 or 6?
I think it was number 7.
Okay, got it. Okay, you jam your dagger in and pull it out. Goblin blood gouts and spurts all over the floor. He kind of like doubles over, but he's not dead. He's like trying to sort of backpedal. It looks like he's close to dead. Goldie, what do you want to do?
Goldie's gonna pull up her warhammer, which probably left a dent in the floor, and she is going to advance with a yell on the goblin boss and take a swing.
Okay, let's do it. What's your yell? Everybody's yelling.
My yell is gonna be F-O-R-K. That spells you die.
All right. Fork you. I hope you hit him. That would be cool.
Forkums.
Hey, oh, there we go. Yeah, so plus some stuff. You hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's
Yeah.
10 damage.
Yep. Go ahead and describe how you put down the goblin boss.
I'm running at him with my arms up like this, and then at the very end, I slip around to do a little uppercut and knock his head off, bounces off the ceiling, hits the ground, and rolls around a little bit, and then I just kick his body.
Oh
His headless
shit!
body.
Damn.
Oh my god, that's brutal. All right, Osric.
All right. Are they running away yet?
I should
Oh,
not.
No, it's not their turn yet, but
Yeah. Well.
It's not your turn to run.
Rhoda's got 2 on. I'm gonna. Goblin number 6 is unarmed. Yes.
Goblin number 6 is currently trying to pull their dagger out of the floorboards and kind of looking up with a panic in their eye.
Okay. I'm gonna try to.
No, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! We're gonna die! We're gonna die!
I'm gonna go after the one that is a threat to Rona right now, and I will match missile him. That's fun.
Which number? Sorry.
Number 7.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Almost a crit again. But it does
Oof,
go
hot
off.
dice.
And for 3 points
Yeah.
of damage.
Go ahead and describe how Goblin number 7 explodes.
He he takes a magical missile that's shaped like a little skull, right in his forehead.
Just comes flying across, and his eyes get really big.
Yep.
And then-
I yell at him in Goblin, because at this point Osric is just trembling with fear and rage, and he in Goblin sends him back to Maglubiet.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't get to
Torbin.
practice Goblin that often.
Yeah, no, that's good use of it.
All right, Torbin's going to wheel around and take a swing at number 4.
Okay. Ooh.
So
Yep,
that's a
definitely hits.
total of 20 to hit.
Nice, nice.
And then
Goblin 4. Oh my
boy.
god.
Boy.
13.
Yeah, crushed.
Rolling
Just
high damage.
absolutely obliterated this guy.
Yeah, he's gonna just he's gonna swing. It'll basically take 1.5 legs off, kind of like right through his hip.
Oh,
The goblin's
Jesus
just gonna like
Christ.
fold over, and he's gonna kick him.
a lot of kicking of dead goblins.
Yeah, the little
And
people
then-
like that kick.
I guess
He's
so.
gonna-
Yeah,
He's
when they
gonna
have the
run
chance.
towards this other guy.
Ah! All right. As you run across the room, howling with your rage, number 6 looks up, is freaking out, and he just says, "No, not me, not me!" And he gets up and he just takes off running and disappears. Jumps over the pit. And runs as fast as he can.
Suspicious. Yeah.
Of course he does.
you little rat! Ah!
Do you want to give chase?
No.
That is his turn.
Let it
Rona,
run.
it's your turn. You guys want to? If you guys want to give chase, and you can. Otherwise, you can let him go. It's up to you. Everybody cool letting him go, or does anybody want to
let
go
him
after
go.
him?
No,
Okay.
I'm not happy.
No,
Okay.
Torbin's not happy either.
I'm not gonna chase him so much as I'm gonna cast a spell at far range once I get out there.
Sure. So let's go down the line. Rona, you're gonna let him. You're resigned
Can I
yourself to
shoot
kind of
him
let him
with
go.
my bow?
You could. Yeah, you could stow
And
your.
I'll do
Yeah.
that and send
Mhm.
Heronius' last wishes to him. Yeah.
All right, yeah, go ahead. You step outside, stepping over the trap
Yeah.
as he's running. We'll say he's kind of like running out the front gate. Not me, not me. Oh my god.
Is he speaking Goblin or Common?
He is speaking goblin.
I'll translate happily.
What he's actually saying is this. If you
He's
listen to the
actually saying-
inflection of the fourth syllable,
Yeah. So that
what was
is
the total?
10.
yeah, your arrow goes wide as he's running out the door. That brings us to Goldie.
If I can take a shot too without potentially hitting anybody, I would. I have a short bow.
You would have to move outside for sure to do so.
No, I know that trap was there. It got me. I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Osric.
I'm gonna move to the door entrance way there and cast magic missile at him.
Sure.
Far range.
Okay.
Just
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh. It doesn't go off. And not only does it not go off, is you no longer have magic missile available to you until you finish a rest.
Can I give
Yep.
can I give him my luck point?
You can give him your luck point if you'd like.
Are we gonna do we think we might crash out here for
I think we might have to since we're pretty messed up.
We might have to, yeah.
so you might not need this luck point after all.
Are we to finish off this guy?
And it's not
I
gonna
would
be
I would save it.
I'm gonna
I
hang
would
on to
save it.
Save it.
Yeah.
Save it. Yeah.
Torbin, is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, Torbin's gonna like just blast by Osric here, sidestep the pit, and just run up and chuck a
Now we see a dwarf running
javelin
after a
at this
goblin.
guy.
This is, yeah.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and roll an attack roll. This is going to be dexterity now because it's ranged.
Oh yeah, so it's only the melee attacks that I get.
Yep. What's up, Armin? Welcome in. Ooh, yeah, that's going to hit.
Good.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
16 plus.
So for your javelin, it is a D4. So go ahead and roll D4.
D4. 4.
4. Really
Okay.
good. Not me! I said not me! He doesn't die, but he is limping away, and
Not me.
yeah. For the
Thanks for
sake
clarifying.
of
Yeah.
for the sake of the game, he even if you go to try to find him, you can follow the blood trail for only so far before you lose it in the rocky crags of the hillside. Not to mention, you don't know anything about the archers that were in the trees. You could maybe assume that they're still there or not, but they don't take any shots at you, and we're out of initiative at this time, as things kind of go quiet here at this ruined location. I think, you know what? I think right now we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back afterwards and get back into it. So thank you all for being here. Scottish Jeff and Armin, great to see you. Penborough, awesome to see you as well. Lord Gazumba and friends.
Yeah.
Really, we really enjoy seeing you all here and hanging out with us. So thank you for that. We will be back. And if I forgot anybody, I apologize. I can only scroll back so far, but we'll be back in just 5 minutes. So stick around and we'll see you shortly. So, my friends, getting back into the game here, you have traversed the Cairn, some of the rugged terrain of the Cairn Hills that surround Diamond Lake, following the reproduction of a highly detailed map that you obtained. You created the reproduction off of a master map that was housed in the garrison's chief cartographer's office. You were told that there was an old abandoned and ruined mine office, which you found. It took you a little bit longer than you anticipated, as it is now sort of later in the afternoon, getting into evening. You found yourselves embroiled in a little bit of a scuffle with some goblins who are mostly dead. and had been occupying the space. As you look around, the place is obliterated. It smells, it's filthy, but it looks like it's got potential. Like it has, you get the sense that if you had any sort of skills in carpentry or masonry or that kind of thing, that you could maybe, it has a little bit of potential. If you did like you brought in Chip and JoJo and did a little bit of a home makeover, you could make this a bit of a, like a fixer upper. You could do a little bit of have like a little stronghold, like a little base, like a HQ kind of thing. As you search exactly, a hideout, exactly. You search the place. I'm going to have you each roll a D100 for me, please, as you search to find some things. You search the 4 goblin bodies. At some point, Torbin and Rona probably go out to the copse of trees where you find like a bunch of half-eaten animals like squirrels and rats and things, in an obvious location where the archers in the trees had been hiding out. There's some waste products that were left by the goblins that took off run. You can see little goblin tracks as they disappear into the rocks and crags. Let's go around the table here. So Goldie, what did you get for your D100 roll?
53.
53. Ooh. You find a small silver locket that is sort of wound up and hidden underneath one of the old mangy bedrolls that presumably one of the goblins was sleeping in. It appears as though as you open it up, there's a painting that is faded, but it looks like a painting of somebody. Hard to say who.
Little goblin baby.
Yep. It's not a goblin. I will tell you that it's not goblin. This is definitely not a goblin locket. I don't know any goblins that forge lockets, but
Goblin.
it looks like it could potentially be valuable to the tune of maybe 8 to 10 gold pieces, depending on the buyer, perhaps. Okay. Torbin, how about you? What was your D100 roll?
I rolled a 9.
Okay. As you're poking around, you don't find much of use. The goblins each have a dagger and a short bow, but they're not in great condition or well made. And then the thing that you find that's on this table and the roll that you got, you find a rusty lantern with shattered glass. You don't get the sense that it's probably worth much. Maybe a gold piece for the scrap metal. Rona, how about you?
60.
16 or 60?
60.
60, thank you. Ooh, this is interesting. You find a very strangely shaped, almost diamond-shaped. What would be the way to put this? It appears to be kind of almost like a scale, like a snake or a lizard scale, but it's the size of like a dinner plate. And it's red. It's got red hues on it.
Dragon scale.
We took out a red dragon, y'all.
Yep. Yes. See, Torbin, now we have a big monster. We've slain a big monster. Yes.
I'm gonna write a song about this.
Now, obviously, you would never want to part with something so cool and valuable, but if you did, you'd probably get about 5 gold for it, depending on who you sold it to. But indeed,
it's worth way more.
Your intuition is right. Yeah. Yep. And then finally, Osric, how about your roll?
84.
84. Interesting. You find a small pouch, a leather pouch. And as you open it up, there's a bunch of what appear to be small rodent bones that you dump out, sort of right up your alley. And just as you're sort of fixated on the bones and you kind of set the leather pouch to the side, it kind of lands on the floorboards with a thud. And you grab it back and you look inside of it again, and there is a green emerald, a chipped emerald inside of it. Potentially, I mean, you're not a gem guy, I don't think.
No.
Anybody in the group have a jeweler's background? No? Okay.
No.
You're not sure. Maybe it's worth about 15 to 20 gold.
Okay. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Amongst the goblins, you find between the 4 of them 6 silver pieces. and they all have those weapons that I mentioned. That's about it. As you look around, you can see that there's stairs that go down. I'll bring up the map again here. There are a set of stairs that are completely blocked that appear to go down into a basement level, or maybe the cellar, like the stairs on the outside. There's also a set of stairs that go up to the second story, which is completely demolished. As you take stock of this place, you do get that sense that perhaps this could be a little bit of a base camp, a little bit of a hideout for you. But definitely this place has been damaged. It would take some repairs. The ruins are pretty thick. There's twisted, thick vines that kind of cover the walls and have grown up between the floorboards. Small mounds of debris and litter. It looks like the goblins were, the reason that they weren't using the outhouse is because they were using the in-house, if you know what I mean. And so, yeah, so there's some definite cleanup, but there's like an office over on this side over here with some just mundane books. Some of them are probably manuals of mineral identification, exploration, techniques for opening and exploring veins of different ores. So there might be some knowledge there, but it's for the most part, it's no. This would be like old books that maybe were here from back 50 years ago that are like, pages falling apart and things like that. Yep. And yeah, other than that, it seems like a place where the goblins have been raging. They've been partying here and making a good mess.
Now we know how the goblins party. They poop.
Yeah. I think the rest here should probably be where we want to rest. Yes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't feel good. I think we should rest here.
Yeah. What kind of wounds are we dealing with right now?
I'm at
half.
Well, you took a spear to the chest. Yeah.
I don't think I took a spear to the. Yeah, maybe I did. I have two different.
Yeah. So you've got some wounded companions, Osric.
Yeah. In my ongoing research, it hasn't worked yet. Probably won't work this time, but I'm going to try to harvest the life from the newly dead goblin body to heal my companion.
Can I be your first guinea pig?
You want to try to heal your companion?
No,
yeah.
Work, but
Okay. Yeah, well, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll to see how badly it doesn't work.
Excellent.
Dear.
Okay.
Pretty bad.
All right. Yeah, not great. Unfortunately, you won't be able to use that spell again now until after you've taken a rest. All the more sort of motivation, if you needed any additional motivation. I mean, given the fact that your friends have taken some hits, aside from Rona, somehow managed to come out of that unscathed. Torbin and Goldie are hurting, and a rest would be prudent.
Then in that case, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to, with the new chalk that I've acquired for our exploration, I'm going to write in Goblin, our house now. And then put the boss head and a snake right outside.
Ooh, badass. Jose, for that, I would like you to take a luck point, please.
I would love a luck point.
You have staked your claim on this building. It is, for all intents and purposes, yours.
It's basically our security system. We can't afford another fight like that.
Just hope that goblin boss didn't have any big brothers or sisters. All right, so you settle in to take a rest. Now, if you rest for 8 hours, sleep basically for 8 hours, and consume a ration, you will heal your wounds. That's kind of how it works in Shadowdark. So, if you would like to do so, you can. We're going to kind of jump forward a little bit for the sake of time. You bed down for the night. You, I'm sure, have, guards take watches, all the good stuff that we know you do when you're out in the wildlands on an adventure. You, at a couple of times through the night, you think you hear maybe something sneaking around the perimeter of the building, but if and when you go look with a light source perhaps that you might have, I would assume that you probably are going to have some fire, but there are some things here that you can burn, obviously. But anyways, you don't see anything. You hear things, but you never quite see anything. You hear sort of a skittering and a crunching, faint, but you never see the source as you investigate. And the night goes on, and you all rise the next day with a renewed vigor, as it were. Your wounds healed. Go ahead and mark off a ration from your supplies. Did you bring rations, Rona?
Yep.
Oh, great.
3 days.
Okay.
Now there's 2 left. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why you brought your companions.
Yeah.
There's goblin meat if it comes down to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of goblin meat. Yeah.
Torbin's pretty good at hunting.
There you go.
Is he?
Yeah. Mhm. He is. Okay.
I took that very personally, so I'm going to take those goblin bodies and just throw them down, except for maybe the boss body, and throw them down the train to the lab house.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just
All
to
right.
clean
No
up the
problem.
area.
Goldie is also carving a G in the door.
What does that stand for?
It's G for Goldie. Goldie was here.
Why don't you just write out Goldie?
It's cooler.
Very hard wood.
We don't have time for my whole name. Do you know my whole name is Goldie Bramble Dance?
Well, you don't have to use your last name. I'm just saying
Oh, why stop at my first?
somebody might think it's like
G.
some guy named Grant or something. You know,
Yeah,
like
but
another
they-
G name.
They are
We all know.
goblins. They are goblins, and they might think that means there's gold in here. Maybe we would want to encourage them. I don't know.
I am gonna put my initial on the door to show that I was here. Okay, it doesn't mean gold. It doesn't mean
Got it.
goblins.
No,
It
I
doesn't
like
mean
the G.
Grant.
The G is great.
It's Goldie,
Love it.
and I do it with one of the goblin's daggers. 'Cause I'm a digger. Stick the goblin dagger in the.
You do now.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I'll find another weapon at the next place.
The next place. Speaking of which, you guys gather your things together, and with map in hand, Osric, you lead your companions up a drainage in the direction, as best you can tell, of the location that's marked on the map that you have. It's steep. You're scrambling up. You would probably guess that this Whispering Cairn was not part of the, especially with the path that you're taking, was not part of any of the mining operations. The mine was here for different reasons. The knowledge of the cairn maybe not even known to these people, because you don't get any sort of indication that there's been any other people or wagons or horse traffic or any sort of travel through this drainage. It's at least not recently. It's been a long time, as best you can tell. Torbin, you're not a tracker per se. You are a hunter, and you're good in the wilds, but you look around and you can't see any tracks. It doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot of activity here. But nevertheless, about 10 to 20 minutes of arduous scrambling up this drainage. There is you get to an area where you can see that this sort of plateau begins to appear. You can see where the trail, the drainage kind of comes up to almost like a terrace. The air kind of grows still as the slope levels out. You can hear the sound of the wind just kind of muffling itself as it's sort of howling ever so gently down this canyon towards you. As you are standing there taking note of this place and this location, what do you guys want to do?
Listen, take it all in, see what we can see.
Watch for
Sniff the
boulders.
air.
Sniff the air.
Okay.
For boulders. Yeah.
Push my-
Give me anybody who's looking and listening and sniffing and whatnot can roll a wisdom, just a normal wisdom check. 12 is your target. Just let me know if you succeeded.
15, 16. Oh,
Okay.
No.
Everybody but Goldie. Okay.
I rolled a 15 and then it's wisdom.
Yep. And your target's a 12, so you got it with a 15 and whatever unless you have
Minus 1, so it's a 14.
14. Okay, still good.
I also rolled 14
Okay.
with
Yeah.
the bonus or penalty of 1. Yeah.
So you look around and Osric, you kind of scan this terrace as best you can from your location, certainly downslope from it, and you don't see anything. You don't see any activity. You don't see any signs of activity. Rona, you look around at the terrain, and it looks relatively stable. There's a little bit of scree and broken rock on the approach, but you don't see any big boulders that are looming as a threat. And Torbin, sorry. As you're looking about, you two get a sense that people haven't been here for a long time. The hillside looks ordinary. There's some underbrush and some scraggly trees, some scrub.
We continue up towards the terrace. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, do we get the idea this is kind of leading us towards the entrance to the mine?
Well, it's not a mine that you're looking for. It's a cairn.
Yeah.
It's a burial site. And you've been following Osric's lead with the map. So yeah,
Right.
presumably you would think that that this might be the location, but you're not sure until you actually crest the terrace. Right now, you're just kind of downslope.
Let's get up there.
Yeah.
It's a really good sign that nobody's been around here, though, right? I mean, that means nobody's gone in there and taken stuff.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's a good sign.
If it's here.
Okay, you guys continue on. You push up and you crest the terrace, and as you look around, you can see it just kind of looks ordinary. You look for, you're looking for any sort of sign of the entrance to this thing.
You're Cairn.
Looking for the cairn entrance. And as you're scanning the side of the hill, you notice that as you kind of pull some vines and branches away, beneath this tangle of roots and vines, you see this entrance, this dark portal that yawns open, shadowy arch that's framed by these monoliths that seem to be worn through the ravages of time. And it was almost like it was so weathered, Osric, that it sort of like blended into the side of the yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does it look like you have any runes or writing or anything out here on the stone?
Yeah, it appears as though at one point it would have been some sort of ornate decoration, but again, with the ravages of time, pieces of it have broken off and sort of cleaved from the monoliths themselves. There's really not much to make out. You do feel as you're closer now and like looking and sort of maybe even like rubbing your hand on them to kind of like pull things away and look at them. The air is cool, like cold, cooler than the surrounding air as coming out of this opening, this dark opening. You can smell the faint odor or aroma of earth and decay. And it's interesting. You listen for a minute and you swear that you hear this faint, though incessant, almost whisper rising from the dark void.
Well, that would make sense. Somebody named it the Whispering Cairn for a reason. I am a student of ancient Suluese. Do any of the runes look like they might have been that before, or no?
Give me an intelligence check. You are a student, you say. We'll call this a normal check.
Student of Suluese. A 19 on the die, so 22.
Great roll. You don't get the sense that there was any sort of like writing or message, but you do get the sense that perhaps this was some sort of decorative element, but it doesn't seem like any of the descriptions or diagrams that you've seen of Suluese burial practices. Yep, which makes sense as a practitioner of Ouija, that you'd have some familiarity with others' practices with the moving into the beyond.
Indeed. Well, whoever built this, they weren't Suluese, and I only imagine it could have been one of the races that were here before that. Even. Yeah. Shall we gird ourselves?
Yeah, are we going
Yeah,
in?
Yeah.
I think
We've
this
never
is
had treasure
treasure.
before. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. It is pitch dark inside of this place. Now, we do have our dwarf. Now, this is heresy in the world of Shadowdark, but our dwarf does have infravision. Now, recall, this is not like I can see in the dark. This is I can see the distinct heat signatures or very deep cool signatures, as if think of like
Predator.
yeah, like Predator is kind of is what I think of when I think of infravision. And Torbin is the only one that has that. So you're going to need some level of illumination as you go in here. So who's going to
Get
be?
my lantern going.
Predator is my middle name. All right. I got some torches.
I got a lantern. Does a lantern? I didn't see in the description. Does a lantern, I would imagine, last longer than a torch?
It requires an oil, and it
Is that
lasts
that?
for an hour. Yep, lasts for 1 hour.
Yep.
Reusable.
I have oil. Oh, so no matter what light source, it lasts an hour. So
Mhm.
damn.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well, I also have a torch, so we can
Yeah.
just light a torch at a time and see how long.
And
they
I
last.
have a lantern and oil. Yeah.
Well,
Like-
we probably all don't need to use them at the same time, too,
Correct.
No,
right?
we should use them one at a time.
So like maybe two light sources
or
for now,
one,
and then we'll
Or one.
or one. So
or just one.
It lasts a while. Yeah.
All right, so I've got Osric with a lantern, and the rest of you just holding off for now. Let's go over to the map
Yeah.
screen here. Let's go to the map screen. Okay. Here's what you see. Not much. You see a broad corridor that extends into the darkness. A long hallway, wide, the far end obscured. There's a faint breeze that sort of blows down the corridor towards you, carrying these sort of unnerving whispers. You can't quite make out what they're saying, if anything, but certainly they give you almost the sense of like a soft exhale of breath.
I don't like this at all, but the dead should stay
So
still.
that must be the whispers.
Admit it, Osric. You liked it better when we had a goblin fight than this.
I feel if anyone should like this, it should be you. You're into this stuff, right?
I'm into.
You're in the graveyard all the
Yeah.
time.
I'm
You're just
into
getting your ass
scared.
kicked in the graveyard all the
Yeah.
time.
It's. I mean, it's like going adventuring in an inn. You wouldn't like that, would you? It's that's boring. That's work.
So boring. Well, then you should go first.
I will.
Where all the excitement is.
Yes. Remember now, we're here for evidence. We find stuff great, but this is not something to risk our lives. Or, I mean, I guess just stepping foot
You
here.
kind of
risking
said
our
that a
lives.
bit too late. We already
Yeah, you're right.
covered that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. All right. Well, let's move on then.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if we find some treasure, though, we can
Oh, we should
take it.
take it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna leave any gold.
I'm gonna move you guys forward.
Here.
Yes. This
Yeah.
sort of like a walk and talk.
We're not listening at all to any noises coming.
We just
No.
Watch,
Yeah.
watch your step too. There might be another one of those traps.
Yeah.
So you get to this point here, just carrying on your conversation as normal, no big deal. And you can see that just as you get about 60 or so feet inside, that there are sort of these alcoves, these short alcoves, one to the north and one to the south. You can see as you look, there are sort of like these marred marks, these scratches on the walls, these almost as if the ornate decorations that adorn the inside of this fairly elaborately decorated corridor have been damaged or desecrated somehow.
Hmm.
Like somebody came in here and purposely did that.
Certainly appears like that. these geometric patterns that you sort of made out on the front of the monolith entrance to the cairn are sort of repeated and replicated here inside, and they're cracked and broken and even, as I mentioned, sort of like intentionally damaged. It looks like maybe with tools, pickaxes or crowbars or who knows what.
This is like protection, is it, Osric? I mean, like, is this gonna let stuff out at us?
I hope not. It could be. I don't have much experience with this cairn this old. There's something up to the north there. What's in that alcove?
If you want, you can head up there and check it out.
Yeah, I just sort of shine my light into the alcove so we can sort of see better in here.
Sure. Yeah, you look in here and you can see that this is also a continuation of the damage to the ornate decorations on the walls. You can see that there is what appears to be a bundle of rags piled up against the wall.
Huh. Take my staff. What do we think? Can we tell anything? Is there like liquid in the rags? Is there like a discernible shape in the rags?
Okay.
It just looks like a pile. Looks like a
Okay.
pile. Yeah. So you want to inspect
poke it with my
it?
staff.
Yeah.
Poke it with the staff.
It appears to be, as you move the bundle of soiled rags around, that maybe it was a bedroll of some kind.
Okay. Someone's been here at some point. They look very old.
Give me an intelligence check. A normal check, 12.
13.
They look old, but not as old as the individual that you encountered, the dead body that you encountered on the travel to this place.
Okay.
It appears to be maybe halfling sized in nature, a bedroll indeed. You look around near it, and there is what appear to be shavings of wood, as if someone was maybe whittling or carving something. And it also is an area where there's there's a lot of damage to the walls in this area, more than in the other areas that you've seen so far.
That's a little halfling vandal. I'm gonna lift the bedroll up and just check under it, make sure there's nothing under there. With the staff.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't appear to be. And as you move it around, you can see like like the little isopods, potato bugs that people call them, like kind of skitter and scatter out from underneath it and like go into the cracks of the wall. There's like some cockroaches that run off, disappear in the darkness.
Perfectly normal. That's a good sign. All right. Let's continue on then. Corridor here.
Yeah, so you get up a little ways and you see that there are again two branching alcoves that go to the north and to the south.
All right. I think at every corner we should stop and listen. Just right here. Stop and listen. Look around the corner if we can.
Okay. Give me wisdom checks if you're listening. Or looking. Just tell me if you succeeded.
I got a 3.
Okay.
It's an average one, did you say?
Yeah, just a 12 is your target.
I got a 12.
Okay, that's a success. Anyone else succeed? Just Andy? Just Torbin? Okay. Okay. So you don't hear anything. Torbin, as you poke your head around the corner with the little bit of illumination that's being given off, and a couple of things, Torbin, your infravision has picked up really nothing. You're not seeing anything in the darkness, but you do see to the south what appears to be a collapsed passage. It looks as though the ceiling has collapsed, the walls have collapsed, and there is a large pile of rock stone that obscures whatever might have been beyond it at some point. To the north, as you look around the corner, you can just start to make out that there's some sort of a structure.
We should check that out.
Yeah, there's something down here.
Let's go check very carefully, looking at the floor, looking ahead, looking for traps, that sort of stuff.
Okay, yeah, you're
spike in the foot.
You're
No
not
spikes in the
seeing
feet.
any traps as you make your way in here. The northern hall extends about 40 feet or so up to this structure. There's a small marble platform that's raised about 6 inches off the ground, off the floor, and then there's this strange object, almost like it looks like an art piece almost that's been broken. It's sort of like a curved, ovular frame-like in appearance. There are unusual markings on it, and there's a very unusual arcane glyph that's about the size of your head that's been delicately carved into the base plate of this that supports this, whatever this thing is, this structure, this apparatus, this art piece. You're not sure.
Do I? That's an arcane glyph. Could that still be active as like a magical trap?
Possibly.
Well, shoot. And this art piece that was broken, is that on the ground? Or is that still on the...
It's sort of standing up. It looks as though it's like, well, give me an intelligence check, Osric. We're going to make this one a hard check. No. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Best you can tell, whatever it was, it's broken. Part of it is missing, at least part of it. You look around on the ground around it, and you see that there are these shards, almost glass-like maybe like obsidian, but they're like shiny black shards that are scattered all around the base of this thing.
I'm gonna treat this like a forensic scene because we need to deliver something. So I'm gonna pick up one of those obsidian shards. Put it in my pouch.
Okay.
Is there obsidian anywhere else? I mean, is this what the broken art piece is made of too?
No, it's made of stone. Like this sort of like arching sort of structure is made of stone. It's broken, and then on the ground is like this shard of some sort of a black, shiny black rock-like, or unidentifiable.
We don't
Yeah, it's
see
not
it
common
anywhere
around
else.
here.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, it's not just littered about. It's definitely associated with this this structure, whatever this is.
All right, take a few of those pieces. I'm not sure what to do with this thing. That could be an active arcane glyph. I unfortunately haven't read these books.
Shouldn't take a rubbing.
No, not of that.
Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else you want to do with it?
I'm afraid to grab anything that's on the actual little raised area there. If that's a glyph and it is an active glyph, I've read just enough to know that that's dangerous or could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the way back out. So we'll take note of that, and if we find nothing else, then maybe we'll deal with it. But I've gotten some pieces of obsidian and such. Anything that I can grab that's not on the actual altar area thing.
There's probably in addition to the obsidian shards, there's probably a rock that has a little bit of like the ornate inscription on it. But it's just a fragment. Yeah, you grab that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds.
I mean,
good.
you did copy a map. You could probably sit down and copy the glyph if you wanted to too, but it would take some time. Not a ton of time, but it might take some time.
Sure.
Nevertheless, you can come back.
You got nothing.
You got all the time in the world.
Sure. You know what? I'll do that. I'll do a quick sketch of the glyph before we take off.
All right. While Osric is glyph sketching, what's Torbin doing?
Torbin is just gonna be kind of on guard, but he's just kind of hanging out. He's waiting for us to keep moving.
Okay. All right. Yeah, kind of getting out there and keeping an eye out for things. All right. Yeah, you don't. While Osric is sketching, you start to get maybe a little impatient. You can hear the whispering is getting as now that you have a moment to like just sort of like take a deep breath, listen to your surroundings. You can hear this whispering, and it's a little off-putting, to be
But
quite
he
frank.
can't tell what they're saying yet, right? He can't like make it out, or is it just kind of like general whispering? And
Yeah, you're not sure it's whispering. You know, it sounds like whispering, but you're not picking up words that you're familiar with.
And we're still, all of us are still hearing that still?
Yeah, but Torbin right now is kind of focused a little bit and is hearing it a little bit more and realizing that it's definitely not Dwarven. It's not common. It's not any of the languages that you speak or that you know or that you've heard spoken to your knowledge. Rona, what are you doing while Osric is sketching?
I think I covered the other base here and look this way a little bit so I can look out on this towards.
Do you want to fire up any sort of illumination, a torch or something, or are you going to just continue to utilize Osric's lantern?
Oh, he's way over there, so I guess turn on the lamp is probably my.
You have a lantern as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a lantern and a flask of oil, so I guess it might be a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
So we'll give you some light as well. Hold on a sec. Let me fix that. There we go. All right.
See everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so now you can see clearly that to the south is the cave-in. That passage appears to be blocked. There is a long corridor that continues deeper into the complex that you can plainly see with your light just disappearing into the void. That's pretty much all you see at this point from where you are. And Goldie, what are you doing while this is all taking place?
I'm kind of looking over Osric's shoulder on and off, and then also I noticed that he was looking at those geometric shapes and how they got vandalized kind of earlier on. So I'll be looking at the walls in this little, I'm not leaving him, but I'll be looking at the walls in this area to see if that's happened here too, or if there's anything different on the
Okay.
walls.
Yeah, it's interesting. The walls have these horizontal bands that have these sort of rather simple geometric designs at about chest height for you, or waist height for one of your human friends. And some spots, they're very detailed. Like, it's just beautiful. You can tell that when this was constructed, it was absolutely gorgeous. Someone very important must be entombed here. The rigors of time have obviously worn a lot of it down. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And then again, the hacking with weapons or tools or something. You can also see, like, on the ground along the wall in some places, old, what appear to be flakes of paint, brilliant purple and dull mustard hues. In some places, as you look on the wall up a little bit higher, maybe you can see that there's a little bit of like what maybe was a fresco or something painted on the walls that's now long gone. Maybe a couple of, like, cracked paint on the wall and the ceiling.
I'll pick up some of the paint pieces just to bring some color back to add to the puzzle of what this might be.
Do you eat any of it?
Sniff it.
Smells like nothing. Smells like rock.
I like it.
Roll a Constitution saving throw. I'm just kidding. You don't have to roll, and there's no saving throws actually. It tastes like dust, and maybe like rat poo-poos.
Even worse, there's no saving throw, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just poisoned now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Well, I'm fine with that. So I will collect.
It wouldn't be the
those
first time.
paint chips, nor the last.
Yep.
Collect
All
paint
right.
chips.
So a couple 10 minutes or so pass. Osric, you seem pretty satisfied with your reproduction, and you fold the piece of parchment up and tuck it away safely.
Okay. What are the rags? The little bedroll. Was that clean? Other than
No.
old? No. Soil.
Well, I mean, there were bugs. There were bugs that were skittering and scurrying away when you messed around with it. Probably a rat's nest. Yeah, definitely not not something you'd want to mess around with. Do you want to go roll around in it?
Nah.
All right.
Leave that right alone.
Sounds good.
That is one of my favorite pastimes. Rolling around in strange bed sheets. All right.
It's potato bugs.
Okay.
All right.
So now you have that in your inventory.
Have, all right. That goes that way, and that goes that way.
Yep. So
Right,
you make your way
new
forward.
room.
Yep. So we'll just kind of get you guys all up here to check it out.
And I
There.
turn off my. I save up my oil so I don't use it up.
Okay. So you're going to turn your light off. Okay. All right. So as you step into this space, the central hallway opens into a large chamber. There appear to be wings that lead to the north and to the south, and directly across from you on the east side of this chamber, there's this what appears to be an entry to some deeper portion of this cairn, but it is draped from top to bottom in thick, translucent, sticky webbing.
I don't like that at all.
What's even more unsettling is that as you kind of peer through into the darkness beyond, you can catch just faint glimpses of an eerie green light that flickers. The room smells like shit. It smells like spore. It smells like wet fur. It smells like animals live here, and it smells like you have woken them. I would like you all to make initiative. Roll initiative, please.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Smells like teen spirit.
Smells like teen spirit. That's right. That is absolutely right. All right, so let's see.
You keep fucking it. Oh, they heard you. Another.
Well, they sucked before I said that.
Okay. Do-do. So because they heard you coming, they are going to have advantage on their roll. So let me do that. A natural 20. I should have saved that. All right, so 20 to 25 on the initiative roll. All right. Uh-oh. 15 to 20.
Torbin got a 15.
15, all right. 10 to 15? 10 to 14? Anyone?
Hang on a second.
No?
16.
Okay, 16 for Rona. 16 for Rona. 15 for Torbin. 5 to 10?
7.
6.
7 for Goldie. And 6 for Osric. Okay. Oof, guys. All right, well, hopefully that was the natural 20 that I got out of the way. But as you come in and you are taking note, you almost get sort of almost mesmerized by this little green flicker, almost like just a mote of green flame that you see for a moment and then it disappears as you hear this. And out of the southern direction where you hear the howl coming from, right down here, just out of Goldie, you have an advantage from Penborough. Thank you, Paul.
Hey, thank you, Paul.
Right here is like a narrow caved-in area, and that's where you hear the howl from, or the growl, I should say, and you watch as
Oh no.
some very angry wolves, one large wolf and 2 smaller wolves, come running out.
They heard about our bee slaying.
Yeah, they sure did. First thing they see is Torbin, and so they're going to make some attacks on Torbin.
They know Torbin's been
He's been
talking
spreading
big game.
Talking
Smack.
shit.
fucking smack.
Torbin was talking shit. The big one's going to take a bite. Try to take a bite. I don't think that's going to work. That is only an 8.
No.
Okay, so that one misses. The second smaller one is going to also... Oh, wait, he gets 2. The big guy gets 2, so he'll take his second one. Another miss. Yep, and then the little guy's going to get an attack as well as they come out And Torbin, you just kind of like step back and they miss as well. Holy shit. All right. You guys are lucky. Rona, you see these wolves race out of their den towards and start attacking Torbin. What would you like to do?
Well, she's under the protection of Heronius, so she runs up and can she use both short sword and dagger and attack the big one?
You can, but you only get one attack. You'd only get one attack.
Well,
But you can, for flavor, you can do both if you want. But it's only one.
And get to it. So yep.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Let's see.
What's the total on that?
I'm waiting, and it's 10.
That misses, unfortunately, as you race forward. It turns and growls at you, and you hesitate for a moment and miss. Heronius has given up on you.
Yeah, well, for the moment at least, yeah.
Torbin.
I'm still alive, so she has.
That's true.
He
That's
hasn't
true.
given up on me.
Okay, I'm going to. Torbin is going to rage.
There we go.
And okay, that's 3 rounds. And he's going to take his battle axe and swing it at the big one in front of him, number 1.
Okay, that sounds good. Just so folks know, if you're in the chat and you want to help our players out, you can grant advantages with if you cheer 200 bits, you can grant an advantage to the player of your choice. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Well, I had advantage, so it's a 2.
It's a 2. It's not a natural 1. You're lucky. You're lucky in the worst way, right? You're lucky in the worst way.
Yeah.
You swing and miss.
And we all get points.
You just know your luck is bad. Goldie, it's your turn. Unless Torbin, unless you want to get out of there, do you want to move?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Torbin's gonna back up, just kind of like.
Jeff, I think anybody here would benefit from an advantage, which you can grant through cheering 200 bits. Luck points are different than advantages.
Osric looks at him as he walks by. Wait, what are you doing?
He's running around to kind of circle around behind them.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go to Goldie next.
Yeah, Goldie pulls out her warhammer and is running in the gap that Torbin just left.
Yeah.
And she uses her forward momentum to take a swing at number 1.
Okay.
She will use the advantage. She just got her birthday advantage.
Yay. Thank you, Paul.
Yay. Here we go.
Hey, natural 20.
Nice.
All right.
24.
Woo. Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. Thank you, Penborough.
That is.
Good use.
Would we double it? Because digital dice.
You roll the dice twice, or double it. You have to choose before you roll.
I'll roll it twice.
Natural 20.
Okay.
9 points of damage.
9, 10, because I have mastery with the warhammer.
Okay, that's a big hit. As you crush it, it howls in pain and then turns and snarls at you. Osric.
I kick it too because I'm little.
All right. Question about the spell, since it's a slightly different description in Shadowdark. Would protection from evil help against these things on one of my companions?
I would say that your intelligence is high enough to know that probably wouldn't work.
Okay. All right. That's what I was afraid of. So, I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh, bugger.
Huzzah! What a great way to get a crit from a advantage. I love that. Yeah.
We each got one from Scottish Jeff, by the way.
Nice. Thank you,
Ooh.
Scott.
Hey, thanks, Jeff.
Including Dave.
Oh shit! Thanks, Jeff.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor on myself.
Smart. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh no!
What's the luck point do?
It allows you to re-roll.
I'd like
Do you
to
have a
know that,
luck
please.
point?
I do. You gave me one earlier.
Then go
Yeah.
ahead and use it.
This is our home now.
Hey, it goes off.
There you go. There you go. We got mage
All right.
armor, baby. Okay.
I think I'm okay where I am.
You're going to stay where you are. Okay. All right. That brings us to their turn. We'll go with the big one first. After getting crushed by Goldie, it is going to take a couple of attacks at her. A couple of bite attacks. It's going to be a 16 and a 9. And the 9 doesn't hit, but does a 16 hit?
Yep.
Okay, 16 hits, so it's going to be 3 points of damage as it sinks its teeth into you. The smaller one is going to try to do the same, but it only gets 1 attack. Yeah, that's going to be a 19 total to hit for 2 points of damage, and then this third one is going to race up and try to take a bite out of Torbin. We'll see how this works. That is going to be a 10. That's going to probably miss.
Yes.
I don't have your AC in front of me. All right, so it misses you. Brings us to Rona.
Okay, I'll attack again. Big one.
The big one. Okay, great. Uh-oh. That's a 2 on the die.
Okay, so
That
that's a
isn't-
3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to hit.
I rolled
Rona, your
high,
luck.
I rolled high on initiative, so now I'm screwed for the rest of the fight.
Oh. Do you want to move out of there, or do you want to stay put?
No, she's going to stay put.
All right, Torbin.
She's alive, so Heronius is still guarding her.
Yeah.
Torbin's gonna run down around and get back next to the big one and take a swing at number 1, the big one,
Okay, let's do it.
with his battle axe. Come on, come on, come on.
What's the total?
Total of 15 to hit,
Yep, that hits. Nice.
Good, good, good.
and that is D10 plus strength, so 7 damage.
Oh shit, nice. Describe for me how you kill this wolf.
It's busy trying to bite Goldie, so he kind of runs up behind it and just kind of hacks at it, and the axe just like sinks into his back.
And it just goes down right in front of you. All right, very nice.
Nice.
Goldie.
Yeah, so Goldie just got sprayed by the blood of number 1, I think. As the body drops, she gives like a nod to Torbin, like through the space that's just been made, and will take a swing at number 2 with her warrior.
Okay. Oh, that was almost a
19.
20. Yeah, that hits.
No. It's alright. For 2 damage.
2 damage. Okay.
She got some blood in her eye. She didn't get the full swing in.
2 damage. All right, cool. Yeah, but you do make contact and elicit a little bit of a whimper. Osric.
I'm gonna go ahead and magic missile the one that Goldie just hit.
Okay. Roll to cast it.
Yep. Okay, goes off.
There you go. Nice.
Is that a 1?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, 1.
1 point of damage.
1
Okay.
point of damage.
All right. You're whittling them down, that's for sure. Do you want to move at all, Osric? You are the only one with a light source currently.
That's true. I'll stay right where I am.
Okay. That brings us to the top of the round. This one is going to go for Rona. The one is going to go for Goldie. One is going to go for Rona. We'll do the Goldie first. Oh. Wade in. It's probably cannot read. Oh, okay. Wade in.
The suspense is killing me.
I know, me too. It's like, why?
Perfect.
Why
Music
are
was
you?
Perfect.
Why are you making us wait for so long?
Do you want me to roll 2s for you?
No, that's not
Roll.
fun.
To hit for me.
I'm pretty
That's
good
not
at it.
fun. Just patience, my friends. Just patience. We'll get there. Let's see. Weird.
Did you try
It's
turning
like-
it off?
It's having. It's like
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
it.
off and on again. Yeah,
Is that what you do? I'm gonna just unplug the cord.
yeah. It's good
Let's
knowing you, Dave. Yeah.
see. Yep.
Is it DD dice?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you reload the room?
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get back into the room. All right, that's not
I
not
need to
working.
do that after every roll almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
You definitely had to do it before. Yeah.
yeah. All right, we're gonna go to. We're not gonna wait for that. That against Goldie is a 17 to hit.
Ugh.
Oh.
Oh, I hate those physical dice.
Yeah, I currently do too. That's
Three
hurt.
points of damage as it bites you.
3.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No,
I gotta pull this.
I can't even get back into DD
Really
dice.
need it quick.
Won't even load. All right, and then Rona, the one on you.
Okay.
That's going to be a 15 to hit. I think that beats your armor class. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. By 2.
That is going to be. Oh, here comes DD dice. I just rolled a 6 damage.
Oh, she's gone.
Rona goes down. Now here's what happens.
Oh,
Rona,
six
you're at
damage?
0. You go to 0. You're at 0 hit points. You go unconscious, so you fall down. What I do now is I roll a d4, and then I'm going to add your con bonus, which is +1. Okay, and I'm not. Nobody's going to know what it is except for me.
That's not many rounds before I bleed to death.
Before you bleed to death. Yep. All right, so that is their turn.
Yeah.
Rona, it's your turn. What are like the flashing moments of your life that are happening in your mind?
Oh, she see Heronius coming to help her, or she's coming to Heronius. Yeah.
Invincible one is going to come and save you.
Well, she will come and save him. Otherwise, yeah.
Oh, I like it. Okay, cool. So yeah, you're dying and having this
Yeah,
very
she has that
uplifting
kind of a
vision.
near death experience, and
Yeah.
Life
love
has
that.
never been so good. Yeah.
Torbin, you watch as this wolf pounces on Rona, knocking her to the ground, and is just starting to tear at her. What do you want to do?
He's gonna run up and try to smash it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. No.
Uh-oh. You have advantage though, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Didn't sound
There we
good.
go.
To hit.
Yeah.
20.
Yep. Roll damage.
10.
Ooh,
Flashing.
yep. That is enough to kill it.
Yeah. Ah!
And it just drops down on top of Rona, and you just kind of like pull it off and fling it to the side.
Yep.
There she is, bleeding out in front of you.
And then,
You want to move somewhere?
yeah, he's gonna move down to get over here behind the other one to try to take
Okay.
that one out next.
All right, Goldie, it's your turn.
I'm getting sprayed by blood of my buddy this time.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take a swing at wolf number 2,
Okay,
and I'm
Let's do
gonna
it.
do it with the advantage given to me by Scottish Jeff.
Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Oh my god,
Well, what the hell?
wasted, super
Yep.
wasted.
Well, you did get a nat 20 out of the first one, I guess. If it's any
Okay,
consolation.
so I mean that's 5.
It all evens out.
5 does not hit, unfortunately.
6, actually. Yes.
6, yeah, even 6 doesn't hit. Do you want to move or do you want to stay put? I already know the answer.
Yeah, I will stay put until this thing is dead.
Osric.
Goldie doesn't look good right now.
No.
Rona looks
Rona-
worse.
Rona looks worse.
I was gonna say,
Rona looks
don't
worse.
say it that way.
Anna's like, wait, what? What?
Exactly.
no.
Like, come on.
Come on, man.
I'll step to there and use my background to see if I can stabilize her.
Ooh, all right. So for
Surgeon.
stabilization with the surgeon,
Sure, yeah.
usually that is going to be an intelligence 15, but because you have that background, it'll be a 12 for you.
All right. go.
So meet or beat a 12 to stabilize your companion.
Okay, here we go. No. That's only.
Do you add
9.
anything?
Yeah,
Intelligence.
9 total.
Yep. Unfortunately, as you get down, you can see that Rona's part of her intestines have been like pulled out of her
Oh, that
of
doesn't
her
look good.
abdomen from the wolf tearing at her.
Drop it, Wolf.
Bad wolf, bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can try again next round.
yeah.
Yep. All right. So that's Osric's turn. That brings us to this last wolf. Goldie, roll a d6 for me, please. 1, 2, 3. It attacks you. 4, 5, 6. It's gonna attack Torbin.
Really, you're gonna make it fall to me? Okay.
Yep. All right. It's gonna attack Torbin. Oh, let's see.
Bring it.
Yeah. Scottish Jeff wants a refund.
Why
No
is this?
refund,
All right,
sorry.
it's totally stalling
All
for me.
final.
I'm going to use my advantage from Jeff on this one.
Oh,
Hey.
curse you, Scottish.
Yeah, come on.
Thank you, Jeff. That is a 16 to hit.
Oh, it
Yes.
worked for
Yeah.
him.
See? Yeah.
I didn't get a nat 20 though, you complainer. When 5 points of damage
Okay.
as it tears into you. Rona, it's your turn. What thoughts are going on in your mind right now as you are?
She's going to go and help Heronius.
You can see this shimmering light, almost like a lightning
She is the
bolt that
lightning.
cracks across.
It's the
The
lightning.
lightning comes down, and then
Yeah.
you see this figure that's just bathed in light that's just reaching down to embrace you. Let's go to Torbin.
After getting bit, he's gonna let out a shriek and hit this wolf.
All right, let's
Hit
do it. Let's hit him this time.
Uh-oh. There's a delay.
Yeah, it's not working well right now for sure.
Another cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Guys,
to
if
reload,
you
but that's
like
not
Anna B.
reloading.
Meyer are enjoying the music, then I highly suggest that you check out the Tabletop Audio folks because it is some great stuff. I'm going to post a link right now in the chat. Did it roll?
No, it didn't. Can I roll
Yeah.
physical?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we have to do, and that one doesn't work.
A 15 and 16, so a total of 19 to hit.
That will hit. Roll some damage. Another big damage from your battle axe.
The damage dice are in the bag. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
I gotta find a D10. Here's one.
To go and get my dice just in case.
5 plus
Yeah, you
3
might as well.
8 slashing.
All right, that's all it takes to put this last beast down on the ground.
Yes.
As it is killed, everything kind of goes silent, although you still hear this faint whispering that's coming from the corridor beyond where the green light seems to be emanating from. Although as you look back there, you don't see it. What you do see is your companion Rona bleeding out on the ground.
I'm trying to stabilize her.
Let's see, that was Torbin's turn. We'll stay in turn order for a minute. Goldie, what do you want to do?
Yeah, Goldie sees her roommate drop. Already dropped, and so she's gonna drop down and try to help her.
You gonna try to stabilize her?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah. So 15 is your target on an intelligence check.
Okay. Nope, but I'm gonna spend my luck point as a half.
Okay. Yeah.
Give it another shot.
Scottish Jeff also added an advantage, not a luck, but an advantage to the party as well. The difference, Jeff, is that luck points you can
Use that.
re-roll after you know what the result is, and advantages you have to declare that you're going to use them before you roll. So we do have just a general advantage in the chat. Thank you, Scottish Jeff. So Goldie, you look down and you're doing the best you can. You're putting pressure on the wounds, and you start to panic because you can see that you're losing your companion. Osric, it comes to you.
All right, I will use that advantage, and
Okay,
I will
thank you.
Roll with my background.
Yep. So 12 is what your 12 is your target.
12 on the dot.
Nice.
Yes.
With the advantage, baby.
Yep. So
Awesome.
you are able to, with the help of Goldie and
with the help of Heronius.
Heronius. I was gonna get there. I was gonna say Goldie, Scottish Jeff, and Heronius were all involved in saving
No particular order.
Rona. Yeah, not in that order.
Yeah.
So I will say this, Rona, as you see this benevolent figure reaching down to embrace you, suddenly he cocks just like a half smile at you, and he looks down and says, "Not yet," and then he sort of fades back and disappears. And that's when you sort of like feel, you don't see, you don't open your eyes, you don't come to, but you can feel and almost hear your companions. It's muffled, but you know that they're there with you in the darkness.
And we're shouting, "Oh shit! Oh shit!"
She's gonna die.
No,
Is she dead?
Finger over that hole right there.
Oh god!
That wakes up and it's like, Heronius is with us.
Oh, good.
So
Oh, she's back.
she doesn't come back. She's unconscious at zero hit points basically. But you're not dying anymore. Yeah, you're not dying anymore, which is good because you were down to 1 turn. So if that hadn't worked, you would have died. Yeah, so that was good.
Thanks
So
to
as
Heronius.
we come out of combat with the blessings of Heronius, we have an unconscious individual laying on the ground, currently stabilized. We have some others that are wounded fairly severely, and we have this chamber that you are standing in. My friends, what would you like to do here at this moment?
I think the only options we have is either leave or investigate where the wolves came from, as we know that they're all dead. I don't think we should go down that other corridor. What's that?
Do we know they're all dead?
I mean, I feel like they would have come out by now and attacked us.
Well, Rona's.
But Rona is in a bad state, so
I've got.
Yeah.
I'm like holding a bunch of like bites and lacerations together.
then we should perhaps get going then. Luckily, we only made it about 100 feet into the. If this is an indication of the danger, then maybe we should just get going.
But we know it's here. I mean, we can come back,
That's true. It's true.
and we have evidence.
We do. All right. Make sure you keep that hole plugged as we carry Rona out of here.
Okay, so you are going to exit the cairn and head back. All right, I like it.
Head back to that shack.
Go to our hideout.
Yeah,
G house.
your new base.
Yeah.
Yeah, the G house. I like it.
Yeah,
Welcome.
it's not welcome.
Grand.
So-
Doesn't mean goblins.
When you get back there, there is a tribe of goblins that have set up tents and a
Can't you
base.
read?
No, even I'm not that cruel. You carry your companion back down the drainage, leaving the. Is there anything that you want to do as you're making your way out of the cairn? Let me ask that first.
If we can take a rubbing of the wall, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, you could take a rubbing. You just have to choose a spot, and there's some areas that are pretty well preserved, so you could get a little something. You have that small shard that has a little bit of something on it, and then you have the rendition. The drawing of that arcane symbol. I will say that it's interesting as you take a minute to actually examine the walls. You can see that there are these strange, almost tube-like designs that run the length of the walls, like parallel with the corridor. and every once in a while they have like a little opening, but they look like, as you look in there and you shine your lantern light, they look to be hollow. Just very small. Like maybe you could put like your pinky finger, like the diameter of the tube as your pinky finger could maybe fit in there. I'm not saying put your pinky finger in there, but it's not a very large diameter design, if you will.
Thank you, creepy wall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take a rubbing of that.
Okay.
And get moving.
And you also have the shard. You picked up one of the shards.
Shards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obsidian, the shard with the writing, the rubbing, and the arcane drawing.
Yeah.
And we thoroughly checked over the area with like the halfling-sized sleeping bag and the bugs.
You did. Yep.
Yeah.
That for the most part, if you went back to look, you'd also see that there had been in those alcoves, those first two alcoves, not the one with the device or the structure, and not the one with the cave in, but those first two shorter ones. There were you know what? Actually, I'll just bring up the map. This will be easier. Bring the map back up. So let me grab Osric here. So if we go up here. Yeah, let's go up here. Let's bring this map back for folks to see as well. You can see as you're walking down, you take a quick look just to make sure you didn't miss anything. There's like these circular. There's one on the north in the north alcove and one in the south alcove as well. And you look at them and they're about 2 inches or so deep, like they're set into the floor. And they have what appears to be like anchor points. Each of them has 4 anchor points. And based on your knowledge, we'll say, Osric, you would guess that maybe there were braziers that were set here, but have been probably looted. Yeah, I mean, you guys get the sense that even though you didn't see tracks coming up here, obviously people have been here. Someone's been here. There's this bedroll. And there's someone's looted some of the things. Someone's marred the etchings and damaged and vandalized some of the walls and that sort of thing. But yeah, so that's what you find there. That's the only other thing that you guys didn't look at were those in these 2 spots. There's plenty of other things that you haven't investigated yet that maybe you'll come back to investigate at another time. But nevertheless, you do feel with the chunk of stone that has some sort of design and maybe some clues from the device itself. You've got the black unknown origin substance that kind of reminds you of obsidian. You've got the drawings. You've got some things to take back with you. And however you decide to deal with that, we can talk more about that as well. But nevertheless, is there anything else that you would want to do as you leave this place, Torbin or Goldie? Arona, you're unconscious, just kind of like having wonderful thoughts of life.
Would Torbin have been able to drag out the big wolf?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's going to drag that big wolf out with the idea that he's going to skin it.
Okay. Hey, thanks for the raid, Folk and Myth. Good to see you guys. Welcome in.
Hello.
Hope you had a great game. So Torbin, you've got this. You're gonna have to gut it, obviously. So it's gonna take some time. You're probably not gonna carry a full wolf down from this precarious perch. Let me just give these guys a quick shout out. Folk, what's up, Folk and Myth? Let's give these guys a shout out.
Proof.
Yeah, right. Of how big the beasts really are. Yeah, it's a big wolf. I mean, you've seen wolves, Torbin, in your travels on the countryside around Diamond Lake, and you definitely this is a bigger wolf than you've seen before. So once you get out onto the sort of terrace, you gut the thing quick. I don't know if you're going to take the meat or what you want, but you're able to take what you need. And you guys make your way back down to the hideout, the old ruined miner's office, and it's midday, maybe, like it's only been a few hours since you left here previously, but once you get back there, you lay Rona down to rest. The rest of you gathering yourselves, bandaging your wounds and that sort of thing. We'll kind of fast forward a little bit. Rona is awake the next morning. You guys have healed some of your wounds. what's the plan as you're now all sitting around, eating some of your rations? Go ahead and mark off another ration. What's the conversation like around the breakfast table in this dingy mining office?
It's how wonderful Heronius is. He's still alive.
She's a believer. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
So, do we go back, or do you guys want to try to go further down?
I think we have the proof. I mean, Kellic only asked for proof and location of this thing. We can try it on our own, but I have a bad feeling about the depths of that place.
Is it the Whispering?
It is the Whispering, really. Cairn shouldn't be that loud. But I'm willing to do whatever you wish. They
I
wanted
feel
proof.
like
They were going to pay us for that. So that's easy money.
That's
gonna-
true.
pay us for proof, but we could definitely get more if we find something in there.
And how much are Rona's guts worth? That's the question.
I mean,
50
Rona.
That's a good guess.
That's
a good
fair.
amount.
No, I will say this: you've in the sort of like the mechanics of the game, you certainly have your hit points back, but Rona has a massive abdominal wound, right? Like, you are not a doctor, you're not a surgeon. That should be a factor. The wounds that you've taken are not. You are a chirurgeon. You wanna-
Rona's kind of
That's true.
worried that a necromancer will be doing the. It's not
You
the.
good. It's
yeah.
it's Aussie, baby.
It's not the house doctor you look forward to have, so to speak. It's,
Okay, who knows better how to keep you alive? But-
You do have some options back in town for healing. I mean, the Ouija's cult,
Yeah.
which you're connected to. Yersinia is knowledgeable in those arts, and has been sort of tutoring you a little bit.
Maybe
You've
we
also met the one of the priests from you've befriended, or at least Rona had a conversation with the priest of Heronius, who looked forward to seeing her again. So you have some options maybe
I've
for
had a
healing.
conversation with Heronius himself.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Osric does take notes of what it's one of his side interests is what your near-death experience was like.
Oh, she would never be quiet. She babbles about it constantly right now. So yeah,
I
The
don't
book's
really-
gonna
Good
fill up.
research.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good research for Osric.
yeah.
I don't really get a chance to speak with people who make it back.
Rona will try and convert Osric. Yeah.
Hello, friends. Welcome in. Great to see you.
All right, I think we should get back to town and maybe get Rona some actual healing and maybe discuss what we want to do from there. Yes.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
not tell him
probably
about the. Let's not tell him about the G house though. I mean, this could be our cool base.
Oh no, the G house is ours.
Yeah. Should we put all our initials on it before we go? give me one of those knives, and I'll just carve an O and a T and an R. Next to the G.
It could be the Gort house.
Yes.
I'll use
Gort.
the G's first.
Team Gort.
Gort.
Yeah, Gort. Yeah.
That's our group name.
Gort lives here. Goblins not welcome. All right. Well,
Gort is going to be very happy to hear that he has a new place. I'm going to tell you that much. Bit of a real estate investor he is.
This is the Gort residence.
I think we should get Rona patched up as quickly as we can and discuss more with amongst ourselves before we speak with Kellic again. I don't know if we actually negotiated a price for our services. So maybe that could be discussed with him.
Fair.
50 gold
Fair
for our
indeed.
first venture sounds good.
yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like the plan is on.
Put my finger and tuck that little small intestine right back in. Sorry, it was hanging out a little bit there. Rona.
Uh-oh.
You might want to sew
I
that shut.
Just put
Yeah, I
your,
don't think that
let's
should hang out.
get the sewing kit out. Yeah, thank you.
Don't think it's supposed to
dear.
look like that.
Uh-oh.
So it sounds like you're going to head back to Diamond Lake. So it'll take
gonna
you,
bury that
a
body.
couple of hours. You stop to take care of the remains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me
probably.
about that. What do you do with the body?
I think at this point, well, we do have a shovel, so
I'll
we'll
start digging to the side of the road, right? Just right about here, where they passed.
and put the remains there. Do a little Ouija service for them that I've basically got memorized.
What do you think if we put the boulder that killed them on top of their actual grave?
I think that would be a lovely touch, Goldie.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I don't know how big it is.
It's huge, but luckily you have a big, strong dwarf to help you, and between the two of you, you're able to roll this massive boulder.
It is kind of weird that he's like still stuck under the rock.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's kind of messed
Poetic
up.
justice.
You just, even in death, still underneath
You should have worshipped
for
him.
eternity. All right, where do you want this thing?
It's just right on top
Right
of
on
it.
top.
All right.
So you make your way back to Diamond Lake, having done some good deeds in the name of Hieronius or Ouijas or whomever. What is your plan when you get back to Diamond Lake? You're gonna go talk to Kellic, or
I think we need to talk to Yersinia first to see if she can help Rona.
yes, and Yersinia would gladly help. You watch as they wield their holy magic. Ouijas, of course, being a powerful deity of the magic realm, and you watch as the wounds themselves, through the healing touch of this cleric, disappear. And Rona, the pain that you had in your abdomen, the tender sensation of maybe the early onset of infection simply disappears, and the red inflamed tissue returns to the color of your skin, and you are healed.
Let's see Hieronius do that.
Boom.
Mic drop.
She's going
That's
to
right.
get Hieronius to do that.
Okay. Let's not go seeking gut spillage. Okay. Let's keep those guts inside.
I mean, that brings up a good point. You could potentially, at some point, with enough coin, hire a cleric of Hieronius, perhaps, to accompany you on your adventures. That's a potential option.
See?
Yeah.
Guts are gonna spill again, so
Guts are probably spilling.
Yeah. Mhm.
you gotta be ready for that eventuality.
It's gonna happen.
I get Yersinia's criticism on my patch job, to sort of get better at it next time.
Practice makes better.
It does. That's true.
But we need to
Alright.
go out and fight something again.
Let's go spill some more guts.
All right. So, would you? I mean, you guys have like a couple of options. Obviously, as you're back in this town, you've had different interested parties who have, said that they would be happy to look over the things that you might find. One of them indicating that they they thought they basically like hired you out as
They did.
yeah, as seekers, as it were. So, what would you guys like to do with the information that you have found? Keep it to yourself, share it with somebody.
Do you want to go talk with Kellic and get it up front?
Yeah, we should go and.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
While we're still alive and we still have Hieronius' blessing. Yeah.
Let's go.
But what is that gonna get us, though? I mean, it'll get us the
Well,
gold, whatever we can
can
negotiate. for, but
finders.
after
we can get
that-
an upfront
Thank you,
finder's fee.
Doc.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right, Torbin. And we could also, they would probably want to go and investigate the Whispering Cairn themselves for our finder's fee, and for maybe additional help in their journey, we could negotiate a percentage of whatever is found. Share the
Doc
reward-
Shoulder, thank you
reward.
so much for the gift subs. You are very
Thank you.
generous, and we appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Or we could not tell them.
That's always an option, Goldie. But seeing as how we barely made it out of there alive for the first time, and we only got 100 feet in,
But they can't have more wolves. You even said yourself. That's probably it for the wolves.
That's probably it for the wolves. Something made those webs, though. And that green flickering thing. Green is never a good color in a cairn.
Well,
That's
maybe we just bring a bunch more tinctures next time.
Well, we need money for those tinctures, don't we?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we got some stuff.
We did. We have 6 gold from the goblins.
6
silver.
Silver.
Silver from the goblins. That's not enough, unfortunately. I think Kellic is
And
the,
it smells.
I think Kellic's the quickest way to make some gold.
Okay. Well, you are smarter than me. So, I mean, I think all of you probably. I don't know about you, Torbin.
Ouch.
So I'll default to whatever you guys think.
What about you guys? Torbin,
Dan?
Jonah?
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, let's see if we can get paid, you know? I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool if we could get paid and be their guides to go back.
Indeed.
Could negotiate that way, right?
Of course.
I mean, because we're the only ones that know.
That's true. I mean, other than the halfling, whatever happened to them, I mean, they're probably dead.
Dead.
Rhoda, what do you think?
We should spill the beans to Kellic and yeah.
All right, and it's decided we'll get an upfront
Yeah.
payment and negotiate a percentage of whatever else if we
Yeah.
accompany them.
Mhm.
You're good.
Okay.
All right, get my clothes washed and pressed and look my nicest as we go to the inn where Kellic is, the house.
Lazaire's house.
Lazaire's
Yes.
house.
Yes.
I'll brush my hair.
You beautify yourselves to the best of your ability.
At least I have the guts in place, so
Got in
Yeah.
place.
Mostly in the right
blood
place.
Washed out of
Yeah.
your clothes.
Yeah.
yeah, not
Mm.
too much blood.
You make your way back into the center of Diamond Lake, and to the Lazaire's house, which you know is a sort of a very high-end, well-to-do gaming establishment and house of rest where Kellic has been staying and just killing it on the dragon chest scene, just mopping the floors with people.
Literally.
Yeah.
And kept the ward. Yeah.
Some people have died. There, that's true. Mostly
the
by
maid.
Rona's blade, but
Which I forgot to
nevertheless,
thank you, Rona, because that provided more business for the Weejas.
See, there you go. You paid it back.
Somebody's gotta take care of the
job
money.
security.
Yeah.
Stimulating local economy. Through murder.
Accidents,
good
murder, but we handle it all.
Yeah, Diamond Lake GDP goes up. Yep. Gort.
Amazing.
We're
Oh yeah, Gort.
Gort.
Gort fixes it. Yep.
Yeah. You walk up to the door, and before you can even reach out to pull the door opens on its own, or rather, you see this large human figure who you know to be Davin.
Hey, Dad.
Well. Look what we have here. I suppose you're looking for Kellic, is that right?
You are prescient. Yes.
Well, do you have good news?
We have excellent news. Kellic would
Aha.
probably want to buy us a steak just to hear the news.
Very interesting idea. I'll go get him. Wait here. And he turns and
Still
closes the
haven't had-
door.
I still haven't had a steak. With
None of you guys even like try to look to see inside Lazaire's house. You haven't been able to see what goes on in there. It's like, what's in there?
What's it even look like in there?
Can we sniff for steak?
It smells.
You can
good.
sniff. Yeah, it smells amazing. Good food, perfumes, fresh flowers, whatever it might be. Hearty
Cleanliness.
ales.
What are they
Yeah,
doing?
it's clean.
Weird.
Yeah. A couple minutes pass and Kellic walks out, as does Tira, the elven woman, as she walks past you and kind of nods and says, "Good to see you survived." And she sits down in the chair. Kellic stands there and says, Well, it's good to see you back. I hope that you have some good news for us."
Good to be back, Kellic, Tira. Yes, we do have some good news, but we would like to negotiate. I don't think we ever came to terms.
Indeed, we did not.
this is worth to you and your company.
Sure.
We put ourselves through some great danger to
Have you met Heronius?
to as Rona says, to achieve what we did and bring back what we have. So,
Well, please let us sit and discuss. And he turns to a table that's on this sort of large, I don't know, like porch area. There's tables there, and he gestures over, and you sit down around this wooden table. Well, tell me what you propose, Osric.
I feel like any proposal really goes down better with a good meal, don't you think?
Ah, yes, and luckily we just ate. It was delicious.
Oh,
It was delectable. I highly recommend the steaks and the mutton soup to die for.
well, maybe we'll know someday. What were you
Someday.
thinking as far as payment for proof of the location of the Whispering Cairn?
Well, if you found the location of the cairn, I would be willing to part with a hefty sum. If you had some physical evidence of its status, perhaps, well, let me just get straight to the point. Has it been plundered or is it intact?
Well, that's why we went and found this other one, because that one you asked about was all, everybody knows that's all cleaned out. But we found one that isn't, as far as we know.
What do you know specifically?
We may have found the location and have physical proof of the Whispering Cairn.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
His eyebrow raises. And to your knowledge, has it been plundered?
It looks like someone may have made it 50 feet in. Doesn't look like they made it much further than that since their bedroll is still in place. But
Well,
other than that, it doesn't look like it's been there. Much traffic has seen. Doesn't look like it's seen much traffic for a long, long time.
but what you did see perhaps indicates some level of desecration. Well,
some.
I would say for the location and some evidence of the integrity of the tomb itself, well, I would pay dearly for that. I would offer you 75 gold pieces, which by the looks of it would be almost a king's trove for the likes of you. Do you have any physical evidence to procure?
Before we go on, there are 4 of us. Let's make it a nice even number. How about 80 gold for evidence and physical proof.
Location and some
80.
proof of its integrity. 80 gold it shall be.
All right. I pull out my backpack and show him the sketching of the arcane rune, the fragments, and the rubbing we took on the wall. And I explain to him what everything is.
I'll pull out the very important paint chips that I found.
And she
Sprinkle them in there
back
too.
some rare paint chips.
And Rona shows her scars.
Yeah, and Torbin will show him the rolled up fur from the stinky, bloody fur from the giant wolf that he skinned.
I feel like
And then we ask him if he wants the
This was the
goblin
big
poop
one.
as well. And then we ask him if he wants the goblin poop as well.
goblin.
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Who brought that back?
Torbin, didn't you want to make a headdress from the head of the...
Rona didn't bring it back, but it was always fun to tease.
I imagine he will inquire and you'll regale him with elements of the story of what went on there. Just to clarify, Osric,
Yeah.
a lot about Heronius, a lot of proselytizing about how great the invincible one is, and just to clarify though, Osric, what pieces of evidence did you share? I'm going to write them down.
The rubbing that I took off the wall.
Yep.
The
wall. Okay.
obsidian chunks. The piece of rune and carved stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him that the drawing that I did of this arcane rune, I described where I found the arcane rune,
Okay.
and that I took did a sketch of it.
Rune sketch. Okay. So
And a paint
while
job.
rubbing
And the
obsidian,
paint chips, Goldie's paint chips.
I'll write down the paint chips. Paint chips. Mhm.
The
Better.
rare pigment.
While rubbing obsidian shard, rune sketch, and paint chips. Okay. He looks over at Tira, and he kind of, makes a gesture with his head, kind of cocks his head. She stands up. Very well, impressive. She smiles at you, Osric, and she sort of walks back inside.
Razor blushes a little bit.
These pieces, while impressive and promising, do not necessarily mean that there is an intact cairn. Of course, you realize that these are broken fragments of some broader picture.
Yes, of course. It was pretty well infested, though. We couldn't make it much further, as I described, due to the wolf attack.
Well,
That Torbin can attest to it. It was a magnificent beast. Really big.
Yes, more than one beast.
Yeah, three
I'm-
of them,
The whole,
four
the whole
even.
den,
Yeah,
the whole den of wolves.
yeah.
I'm sure it was quite
the whole
dangerous.
pack. Yep.
Show a bunch of bite marks that I got.
Check it.
It was just from that fight.
Let me say this, Osric and company. I will invest in you this time. Excuse me, Gort? Who's Gort?
Gort.
Oh yes.
Who is Gort?
We are Gort.
You are Gort.
We are Gort.
Okay.
Well,
We have to be where it might mean something nasty in some language.
Yeah,
we're
in
clear in Goblin
troll.
and Primordial.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
troll.
great. Yeah.
It's a troll word.
The proper name.
You are Gort. Well, Gort, I will invest in you at this moment because I indeed see that you are motivated. This evidence that you have provided, and he's playing around with the shards, looking at them, and he pays a lot of attention to the paint chips. A lot. Yeah. He doesn't really pay much attention, but he says, should you return to me with clear evidence, not circumstantial evidence of a Cairn's integrity, but true evidence, I assure you that you will be richer than you've ever imagined.
Specifically, though, like, what does that mean?
A lot of coin.
How much is?
I think more importantly, what is true evidence to you?
An artifact of the cairn, intact. Of course. Do you give him the map as well? Because you're telling him the location, obviously. So you've given him the location. Now, I could hire a team to enter and explore and reveal the evidence which you assert is there, or I could give you an opportunity to prove your worth once again. It's up to you. You can certainly take this 80 gold and invest it in your future, leave town, whatever it is you intend to do with it, or you could use it to resupply, to gather yourselves for more adventures. It's your decision ultimately, but I would need to know because I do have a bit of a timetable, and as I mentioned, I do have the ability to send a different team if you're not up to the challenge.
One moment. Do a little huddle with the team, with Gort. Little Gort huddle.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Come on. What do you guys think?
Yes, for me.
We could spend that gold, get some more stuff.
All right. We break up the huddle like Family Feud. Be like, we're in. We will go.
Good choice. Well, for now, find yourselves food and drink somewhere.
The steak.
Somewhere else.
Yep, at a place that serves folks of your social class. He kind of looks down at his boots.
This guy.
You've done well. You should celebrate that. Do some carousing, have some fun, but then get back to work.
Do they have a takeout window?
Hole in the wall. Yeah.
Maybe you should try the what was it, Tiara? The dive. The come on in. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try the come on
That's a
in.
hole in the wall. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Good working
I
class
hear they
folk.
have a great musician.
Really, we
hear
were
you.
told to stay away from it, the music scene there.
Don't listen to that. That's wrong. It's
Well,
wrong.
maybe we'll show up for.
Great tunes with 3 strings. I hear.
Mhm.
I'm looking at him for like, okay, well, where's the big? I'm looking for a big bag, a big sack with gold coins in it is what I'm looking for.
You're looking for a big sack of coins, and you see one as he lifts the bag of coin up to the tune of 80 gold pieces.
Right.
So 20 gold each. He says, well, I have a dragon chess match to play. I look forward to seeing you again when you have more information about this Whispering Cairn. And he gets up and bows.
Look forward to seeing you again as well.
Very good. And he exits back into Lazaire's house, and Tiara looks at you and says, I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Sounds like you almost lost this one. And she kind of looks at you, Rona.
Oh. Yeah.
Did you see the size of this wolf? He's gonna
Indeed.
show off his rolled up, mangled, bloody wolf hide.
Give me a charisma roll, Torbin. It's going to be a hard roll. 15 is going to be your target.
That's my
Does he have any advantages left?
Ooh,
What's your
pretty
charisma?
good. Bad. 6 minus 1. 6.
All right, so 16. She looks at you and kind of she looks down at the wolf pelt and she's like, quite impressive indeed. I have no doubt that you'll do well to help us with our endeavors here in Diamond Lake. Be safe, but be prudent. And she winks at you and takes her leave and walks into the building. The door closes, and you see Davin just kind of stand there at the door with his arms crossed. Well, then, it looks like you're off. Have a good one. And the 4 of you walk away from Lazaire's house into the courtyard of Diamond Lake. You look about and you can see some of the younger folk, the youth in this town that are busy working, doing road repairs or doing sort of like menial tasks that they're probably hired by the town to take care of. And you just think to yourself, at least that's not us. We've got coin in our pocket and we've got a job to do. And I think that, my friends, is where we will go ahead and end tonight's session and end this sort of prelude adventure. You have successfully traversed the Cairn Hills for the first time, locating the site of the Whispering Cairn, the fabled Whispering Cairn. Nearly lost Rona to a wolf attack, but survived, got paid, and we'll kind of figure out what happens next when we come back and found the god Heronius. I mean, that really was the plot right there. Was coming around to the invincible one. Thank you guys for playing. Thanks everybody for hanging out and watching. This concludes our 3-part prelude. We're very excited to dive back into this after a couple of other games that are coming up. I'll talk about those in a minute. But first of all, I want to thank these awesome players, Jose and Anna and Andy and Shelly. Thank you so much for playing in this game and making the time to be here. I would love to go through the team here and have you each remind people where they can find you. If there's anything that you have going on that you want to plug, please do that. Let's go ahead and start with Jose this time. Thank you so much, Jose, for being part of this. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave. This was a lot of fun as usual. I'm Jose. My information is in the chat. I'm an illustrator, sculptor, writer, etc. All in the TRPG space. And this has been a blast.
Thank you so much. Go check out Jose's stuff. The portfolio site is there, posted in the chat. The logo above our heads was Jose's. The character art that you saw earlier, just absolutely talented and just beautiful stuff, Jose. So thank you so much for that. Let's jump over to Anna next. Anna, it's such a thrill to have you in the game playing with us. You're such someone that we look up to, from the Greyhawk perspective. So it's really, really fun to throw dice with you. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and thank you, Dave, for running this, and thank you all this. I've had a great time, and it's awesome. And I've seen Heronius, and
That was really fun.
This is awesome. Yeah, so you can find more stuff at the link at patreon.com, and I'm working on a set of GIS maps. The Sheldamar Valley is coming very, very soon.
Nice.
And the rest. The rest of that whole series of maps will be available very, very shortly. A few days. Yep.
Very excited for that. There is a link to Anna's Patreon in the chat. Consider supporting Anna's efforts. The mapping that you do, Anna, when I'm able to tune into your stream, because you also stream some of your mapping work.
Friday nights, usually.
Yep, on Fridays. It blows my mind. Every time I'm there, I'm just like, what? How is this possible? But it's just absolutely amazing what you're doing with Greyhawk and Orth and the Flynn-S. It's just amazing. So thank you for that. Very inspirational. Let's jump over to AndyG 3D, a fellow that's been with us since the beginning of the Greyhawk, and with me, way back into our childhood. It's fun to be throwing dice with you again as adults and getting goofy. We're still just as geeky as we ever were. So great to have you, my friend.
Well, thank you, Dave. This was a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to possibly playing again. So
hell yeah.
Stay tuned, everybody. My name is Andy, also known as AndyG 3D, here on Twitch and other places around this here internet. You can find me playing in this game probably we would possibly pick it up in a month or two.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
But, I'm always hanging around on our Discord and possibly jumping into some other games that we have coming up and, helping out with production and that sort of stuff. So.
Hell yeah. Pushing the buttons, turning all the knobs that make our stuff look good and sound good. And we appreciate that very much. We're going to have some Thursday games coming up, some Traveler, some New Avarden that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So very, very stoked about that. And Andy will be helping to produce that Thursday night programming. So very, very stoked, Andy. Thank you so much. And also big shout out to our last final player here in the lineup, Shelly, helping us to promote all the great GMs and all the streams that we do, and just being an awesome person and a good friend. Very, very stoked that you connected in with us. I don't remember how that happened, but I'm glad it did. And we've had a lot of really fun, crazy times, and there's going to be a lot more. So thank you for being part of it.
Yeah, thanks for, letting me in. And
hell yeah.
Encouraging all of this, whatever. I'm Flea Monkey, also known as Hey It's Flea Monkey, also known as Shelly, but mostly known as Hey It's Flea Monkey on Threads and Instagram. And I'm actually looking forward to whatever happens with this group. That's full of possibilities. So whoever is going out there is in for some shit.
Yeah, it's a
hold on to your intestines, boys.
Yeah,
back in the menu.
Exactly. Oh my god. Yeah, it is dangerous out there.
Heronius.
Embrace Heronius at all costs. Thank you so much for being here, Shelly. Looking forward to our next game. So a couple of quick announcements, and then we're going to go ahead and raid. I'm trying to find a raid target as well, but we have tomorrow night, we're diving back into our House of Eidolons game, which is being run by GM Penborough, Paul and Josh, who created this system. It's their own cyberpunk sort of vibed system. And it's like a heist-like. We're planning and executing heists. It's very, very fun, very cool, the lore is rich, the world is rich, and it's we've been having a lot of fun. So that's on Wednesday nights. Let me see if I can find the, let's see, there we go. I have a button that I can push. Go to eidolonsrpg.com to check out their stuff. They have just a fantastic assortment of information there. But yeah, come on over Wednesday night, 7 to 10 p.m. Central for the game. There's a bunch of very fun people playing in that one as well. And I really think you're going to like it. Oh, there's the graphic too. Beautiful artwork, great game, super fun. So come on over and check that out. Next week on Tuesday night, we are going to launch into a 2-part Call of Cthulhu game. And that is going to be run by MJ Russell, Molly, our GM. And it's got some great people like Jack and whatchamacallum, your boy Big, Gabe Greenspan, and myself playing. It's going to be wild and fun, and Molly always brings it. She's an absolutely fantastic GM. So you're definitely going to want to come to check that out. We've got some great players, a great GM, and some great storytelling coming up. It's kind of like a Cthulhu and Murder on the Orient Express vibe is kind of what I've been getting from it. It's going to be very, very cool. 1920s. It's going to be sweet. And then we've got a bunch of stuff coming up after that, including Outlaws of Greyhawk, Giants of Greyhawk, Shadows of Greyhawk. We're going to sprinkle in some Mothership in there. There's going to be all kinds of silly shit going on. Shiv's going to be coming back on Saturdays. We're going to be running Scum and Villainy. It's going to be crazy. I don't know how we do it, but it's our folks like our production team that helps us make this all go. And that's Andy and Shelly. That's Gunvald, that's Shiv, and that's Alex. So great people. If you want to get to know any of those folks, I highly recommend coming over to our Discord. I'm going to shut up in a minute here because I'm starting to get really parched. But we do have an awesome Discord channel. And we have community games going on monthly. So we're just about to open up the games for February. And we have a Traveler one-shot and a Chainsaw RPG one-shot, which is it's like a slasher. Think of like any slasher movie you've seen with teens like fighting against some killer. That's basically what it is. So that's coming up this month. Come on over and play. You don't have to have any experience in those games. You just got to be part of our Discord community, get in on that action. And so we shout out to the GMs who are helping us to implement that community games program. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to raid into Magi RPG. It's been a little while since we've seen our friends over there. So as we raid in there, make sure you give them some good old-fashioned Guild Superior love and let them know where you came from. Give them the thumbs up, the hello, and all the good stuff. And we will see you tomorrow night for House of Eidolons. Thank you so much for being part of this, everybody. We'll see you we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.